are drawbacks to that system, but I'm just saying in a practical sense, if you're competing dollars for dollars, are you going with Enride, who's probably going to perhaps have to build their system on trucks, much in the same way that Waymo does with the iPace, or are you going with an Elon fully vertically integrated from battery to the actual autonomous software? I have no idea about this company. I'm not speaking bad about them. I'm just saying that, you know, prima facie on its face, I'm going with Tesla on.
Yeah, I think so. The first in class. Again, I'm not going to comment on something that I don't really know too much there. Apple's moving. We had some Visa news as well come in. We have Robinhood starting to climb to the top side. We're just waiting for Katina Man to show back up. Hopefully he's good. Adara, we're going to be sending it off here momentarily. But let's take a look at Apple. AAPL, we're going to get that news here. We're going to take a look at the chart before, and there is Apple to the top side, help dragging the overall market up. You're up 1 1.5 here, Adara.
I don't have anything on AAPL. I do have something here on LHX. Keep an eye here on L3 Harris. A little bit of a pop higher, nothing massive, but apparently they're delivering counter-drone systems to the U.S. Army. I also want to mention here, another name to talk about is Visa V. I put this one in our screen as well, so you guys could have seen this flash across the screen. This headline, they announced a strategic collaboration with OpenAI, specifically to integrate Visa's payment network, credentialing, and security infrastructure into OpenAI's agentic commerce experiences. So I don't have any stories on Apple, but here's the details with LHX and Visa. Back to you.
OpenAI, man. Deal between OpenAI and Visa. Yeah, what is this going to be the start of? I don't know, Sharif, I don't know how you feel about this, but like direct payments, like I
very
forget,
effective.
You think so?
Very effective.
Out of ChatGPT into straight, so ChatGPT, OpenAI making a deal with Visa here. I don't know how
if you could buy from within OpenAI, I think it would be very effective in the same way that I've been buying a plethora of shoes using Apple Pay.
Yes, so that's going to lead to my next point.
Wait until you see the shoes I've been amassing the last, I think, month.
Yeah, this guy bought a ridiculous
I bought a lot. To be fair, I hadn't bought a huge bunch of shoes since 2018. I've been using the same shoes because I had a lot of them for 10 years. Now they're kind of expiring, so I got to buy a new batch. Katina, man, we're hitting the gym twice a day. We go through them quick. Yeah. They're all shocks, only shocks.
I just think OpenAI needs, they need to amp up the digital advertisement, I think, on the
platform. What happened to that? Remember that Super Bowl announcement?
As much as that sucked, I think that...
Still haven't seen it.
The actual... No, but actually, when you're using ChatGPT, man, when you prompt, if you're using the free version, you got to have an ad pop up or something. As garbage as that's going to be, you need to have some ads pop up.
But we haven't seen it.
No, we haven't seen it.
No,
we haven't seen it.
All right, let's send it over to the big boys. It was a great Wednesday today, guys. Thank you for joining us. Obviously, small caps, you know, a little bit weak on the day after having a couple of good days.
Tesla as FST sucks.
It doesn't suck. That's not true. That's just not true.
Trust me.
No.
You know what I mean?
No,
so,
it doesn't suck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody who's tried it, no.
You know what
Bro, it doesn't suck.
I believe you, brother. I trust you. I have a. Oh, I'm worried, Katina, man. Katina told me, don't worry. I'm worried, brother.
What happened?
I said, where you at, man? I said, where you at, guy? And he's like, don't worry. They're always around, man. Jeez, that's all right, man. Don't forget, 3 hours to get ready and to get late.
This guy, bro, is taking shots. You don't take shots at the big boys.
I'm only playing around with them, pulling their tail. We're going to double, Katina Man and I are going to double our finals bet here. We're going to double down, yeah.
Hold on, is the game tonight?
We've already doubled, yeah, it's
tonight.
So we're going to double the double.
What's so the series right now is
2-2, man.
2-2. Okay.
2-2. It's a coin flip.
So it's So who's got the home game next?
Carolina.
Carolina's got the home game.
They
okay.
do.
All right. So who did you take?
Vegas.
You took Vegas. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Because you know what?
What's the home away record in the series?
Both one each.
One each. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a split down the middle.
Yeah.
So it's not an advantage quite yet.
No.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. All right, guys. You see that, Joey? We got 5 in the bag, huh? We got 5 in the bag.
Sharif, we better stop counting all of these overtime minutes because...
All right, guys. It's been great sending you off to Neil and Sean.
this is the first time I've heard of trying to double this bet up. I mean, I'm all about taking the Canes, man. So if he's ready,
I know why, and I agree with you.
And he's trying to. But we have, anyways. I heard you guys talking about it. We had a special sort of guest show up from Hungary, and I remember when I started here at Real Trading, we had 2 offices outside of outside of North America. Yeah. And I was, sort of picked off the trading floor, sent over to Hungary, and then they built a support office there in Hungary. So I stayed at this gentleman's house for a while, and we went out in Budapest. We went out. That was my first experience with Budapest club life, and like, they party different in Eastern Europe. I'll tell you that.
I would never have guessed that.
Right now, yeah. So going out as like a 25-year-old in Budapest was something else that I don't think I'll be able to experience that life anymore, but it was a good time. So shout out to that, and hopefully we'll be able to grab lunch with them, because I thought it was happening today.
See, we thought he were going for lunch with
and then
him
all
today.
of a sudden,
and then he showed up like right before we were coming back on.
Anyways, so hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to do something with him. But
and well, the other thing too is he ended up getting trained on the trading side here back 23 years ago, and was in my trainee group. So it sort of takes it all the way back, which is pretty cool. You don't see, let's be real, in this game, the people that you very rarely have people that you started with still in the business that you can talk to, and it's just it's really cool for sure. Well, let's see what happens this afternoon. Obviously, the market is still down a point and hasn't looked terribly good, but you know what? Apple got green. That actually, if you look at like the overall market, it's still down a point, but some people in the chat were like, this has gone to the green side precipitously. It never ended up, it's hilarious, because I drew a trend line. I'm like, oh, well, that could break a trend and end up being short. So I'm just gonna delete that trend line that never broke, because it basically just hugged it all day long, so good for them. Obviously, we're gonna see what happens on Friday. Still a lot of anticipation with SpaceX and what this overall does mean for the market, but yeah, it's still, we're still arrows down. I'm in SMCI, it's not a reload, it's just a short at a different area. So sorry? What's that?
You have not.
Oh, my earpiece is.
You're going off on it.
My earpiece is even.
Okay, that's why.
I'm like, I took it out to talk to.
I'm starting to get all these messages like, tell Neil he has to do something here, and I'm just like, this guy's just going on about Apple. This guy's just talking about all this kind of stuff, and I'm just like, okay, maybe I'll interrupt a little bit. But as you get prepared here, I just want to go. I am in Oracle right now, and we've reloaded that position a little bit. We got stopped out once it broke through 205, but we're back in it right now, and we're trying to load this up. 205 short into Oracle. There's view up. At first, I was testing it against this 50 period, and the reason why Oracle reporting tonight. So I was just thinking here, if the market does go for a little dip, we'll see what winds up happening to Oracle. It's had a good move. I thought maybe we were going to break this level here. That's where we went short, into the 50 period, then right into there. So we'll wait. Bidding in and around this 205 marker, to see if it goes through. Yeah, I know it is. Hopefully he does. Right in there to 205 and change for Oracle. We'll see if that's a good one or not. We're reloading it until we get to view up. Now we throw it over to Neil.
I know it. You know it. We all know we're seeing some updates out of Origenics. That's ticker OGEN on the NYSE American, everybody. They've activated their phase 2A clinical trial in Australia, with its first site fully operational and patient dosing expected next. They're developing ONP-002, an intranasal treatment targeting concussion and mild traumatic brain injury, an area where there are currently no FDA-approved therapies. Alongside that, Origenics has spent the past year strengthening its balance sheet, raising capital, resolving liabilities, and restoring exchange compliance. The focus is shifting now to execution, with clinical progress underway and additional CNS assets under evaluation. Shout out to OGEN over on the NYSE. I want to thank them for sponsoring this hour of the show, everybody. And well, now we're going to Adara at the desk.
Keep an eye here, an ETOR spike up here after Elon Musk's XAI announced some details here to its partnership with Tori, which is eToro's AI agent. So AI collaboration here with ETOR and XAI. Back to you.
All right, I mean, I think that was very important to understand that, like, when we have SpaceX, that's also going to be XAI. I've been talking to Grok a little bit because I've been lonely. Grok is actually pretty good. I was using it instead of Gemini. I'm just joking about that lonely part. I've been using it almost instead of Gemini now, and I think it's faster. I like XAI. But here we go. That's another reason I think to buy a SpaceX eventually in your portfolio is obviously because of all this stuff that we're talking about right there. eToro, another name right here. This is interesting. I just saw this flash on the chat, so shout out to the chat right here. And by the way, Gavin McKenna spotted walking around Toronto the last couple of days, so we're getting ready for the first overall pick.
Yeah,
Don't
buddy.
screw this one up, John Chaika.
Well, you can't screw up the top pick.
Well, there's this guy Stenberg, apparently, Ivar Stenberg is supposed to be quite nice, and he's Swedish, and Matt Sundin is Swedish, and anyways, hopefully that doesn't happen. Would you say that you trade more shorts than long? Yeah, and I just answered the question. Basically, I just try to go off the charts and then a little bit of a market bias on what we're thinking, right? So like right here, we're short the Qs, and this is a good example here. We were trying to go long, you know, off of this 200 period, and then once it broke, the short hit, and yeah, it's been nothing but love for the shorts now. And you know, when we were, can you tell when I sat back down where I started to get out there, and it was just good because it was near the bottoms. We left some resting orders when we left for the gym there today, got out right here at pre-market levels as well. We have our stop, and it just never triggered, thankfully, but right into the here. So this is where we're covering, but yeah, there it is. So, you know, market was, we were short early against this level. That didn't work. That was one of the worst stop outs I've had in a very, very long time, man, because that tick right there was tick, tick, boom, right to the downside. So could have been a much different of a day, but we'll clear that out. So yeah, just to answer your question, market, I want to clear that, there it goes. Market bias, I think, is number one. And then you looking for something that's setting up. And here's an example just with Oracle, you know, trying to switch it up. Like AI's been getting, not AI's been getting hit, but some of the names involved with the build out and whatnot. And we saw Meta looking to possibly raise some money. We've seen Google looking to raise as well. So I'm not sure of the cash position of a lot of these companies. So we're gonna wait to see what happens with Oracle. I just thought, hey man, nervous hands. Would you rather be going long right now or short on Oracle? Underneath VWAP, we're gonna try to go short here on Oracle. And this is again, just a preference on the earnings. So we're short right here, right now. We're gonna wait to see. If it breaks through 206, we're out. So that's where my stop is already. So we'll see what winds up happening there with Oracle. That's 206.50. 206.20 is the offer, the VWAP. So we're gonna get out 206 like 31s or 32s. The thing is the spread is 10 cents at least. So I put 206.50. So I think we'll probably just keep it there. Just don't want to get opened up on that spread and get punched down. If we do, we do. But that's what we're doing right now with Oracle. So that's a great question. And I did want to say yes. And oh yeah, Taylor, this is another question here. Maybe I can find it on here. So I've been bearish. I mean, we can go back, and that's part of the, you know, the best part. Here it is, bearish into Friday, yeah. So this is part of the best part about the show. Like, you can go back a couple weeks ago, and I remember, you know, Neil and I, we sat on the patio, we had some good talk with some friends and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, we were mentioning that a sell-off in the market is probably coming due to capital raises for SpaceX. And I think traders will sell what's been winning, and that's been the Nasdaq, right? And so for me, I am relatively bearish heading into Friday, but Friday's only 2 days away now. So the time to have sold everything would have been last week, I think. But now you're starting to maybe get a little red here in the market. So yeah, I'm gonna remain bearish probably tomorrow. And then Friday morning, I'll be hopefully pretty locked in on whatever's happening with SpaceX. So I don't really have an opinion on Friday, but I think today the sell-off continues and maybe into tomorrow.
Yeah, I just think it's one of those. It's a popular opinion which just seems like it's been a self-fulfilling prophecy. As far as the actual day, I think you gotta parse the difference between what'll happen in the first maybe hour or so, or like half of whenever the thing opens up. I actually have some theories. Maybe it doesn't open up too late because of the way that they're doing this.
Well, that's what I was saying. They're closing the retail order books today.
Which in theory, if they do that, if they close retail order books today, it gives them a lot more time to try to figure out and allocate and again, get things into an orderly open. So if it opens up at a reasonable time, you might have over a half day of trading. Mm-hmm. And if it's bullish for that half day, I think you sort of set aside the bearishness however SpaceX happens to go. And then Monday morning, I think you might be jumping right back into like whatever it was where you were headed before, like the weak thing, like energy, like you're going to be looking at the AI trade. You're going to be looking at anything with high valuations. Call it the growthier names. You know, the ones with the fundamentals that don't line up. So you could be talking about the nuclear space. You could be talking about quantum. Like those things could still be under pressure, right? And I think as long as we're in that environment, throw out maybe what happens for half a day on Friday, but I think you're still under pressure in a lot of those. So we'll see. And for Mark in the chat here, just saying, is the hype justified for SpaceX? Is it if you're just looking at trading it as an event, yeah, of course. It's the biggest IPO of all time. If we're talking about the fact that it's $1.7 trillion at the 135 price. Like forget about wherever it decides to open up. And then when you consider where revenue at, like it's unprecedented relative to any fundamentals, like relative to sales, relative to profits. It's completely, it's out of this world in a way. And I don't know, it's weird. Like I haven't seen too much excitement even in our chat to get the issue. And that's a little different. I feel like that's not how we were talking about some of the bigger IPOs in the last few years. This is a different one, but like how many people are actually even getting the issue? Maybe we just do a poll for that and ask you guys.
I tried to ask people yesterday. I don't know if there's many people in the.
Well, how about this? I want you guys to vote. If your answer is no, then just answer no. Are you in on SpaceX IPO issue? Yes. And just keep it yes or no. So 1 yes, 2 no. I guess I could have reversed it, but it's too late now. So we'll just do that very quickly. And I know I should be lowercase p-a-s, whatever. You guys know what's up. I didn't technically do it right. But just let us know. And if it is a no, then type no. Don't abstain from the vote just because you're not interested. I think that's not cool. So just get the votes in. I'm curious to see, like, I know more people that are going to be in it are going to vote yes. So it might skew towards the yes, and not all the no's are going to bother to respond. But yeah, only 24% right now saying they are in. So my guess is that's going to skew a little bit high. And when they're giving, the idea is to give 30% to retail here. I was saying this morning, the last time over 20% got to retail or in and around that number or double digits or more than double digits was Robinhood, and Robinhood was down 9% that day. And I'm not talking, again, not 9% from the open. Robinhood was down from the issue 9% when they actually bothered to give shares to retail. And so I think people might have had that taste in their memory that, hey, last time they let you in at the issue price, let a bunch of retail in, it was one that got rugged. That's just the truth. But also wasn't as big. Robinhood was nowhere near as big as this. And it was a different time.
Yeah, and I'd have to look back at the Robinhood IPO. I don't know how much it even went down. Because the thing is,
it was like 9%. It wasn't even that big.
Yeah, it's like, I tried. I don't have, my broker doesn't have any here in Canada. It's just not possible to get the shares. But I don't see why you wouldn't try to get pretty much the maximum amount that you can in your portfolio, because there's no restrictions if you get those into your account. You can dump them day one, minute one. There's no way it's coming out at 135. So if you get a 135 allocation, it's basically, the word is free. It's free money if you get that. I'll right here, right now, I'll tell you, will bet my account whatever on it. It's not opening lower than 135 tomorrow. So I feel like it's, oh yeah, let's go Oracle. Money. $1 here, Joe, on Oracle as we go. As we sit here and have a good talk. But I hope you guys are short Oracle with me. We talked about that just a couple minutes ago. But anyways, I just don't think that happens. Now, we'll see tomorrow. Like, if there's something comes out tonight that it was 5 or 6 times oversubscribed, that's not huge. There is a possibility that they get the pricing right and opens in and around 135. I just would be very, very shocked if it opens up at 135. And I actually think that's probably a good thing if it opens up there. It means it was priced right, and then it can trade based on, market valuations at that point, whether or not you think it's 1.7 trillion or whatever you think it is. At least if it opens up at that level, then we're in the same playing field, and we can go from there. But I think to talk about if it's properly valued or not, it's probably undervalued if everything can. They have a 28. Here it is. SpaceX is targeting a $28.5 trillion market. So, you know, we don't really know what's up, the colonization in Mars, like honestly, mining asteroids. This is all gonna sound crazy, but you know, mass producing electric vehicles at one point sounded a little silly. Having a robot doing your laundry for you when, you know, that was
Remember, they're
not
gonna
even
power robotics.
Exactly. So
Do you believe, if you believe in Optimus, well, like, what do you think is gonna be powering Optimus?
So Starlink, you know, like internet, like when we were growing up, obviously there wasn't even internet. So now all of a sudden it's in the sky with Starlink, and you can get it literally anywhere. And if a country is in need, they can send resources as far as internet is concerned. So I feel like the sky or space in this example would be pretty unlimited for this company, but you're paying for it, and it's like, you know, do you want to pay literally 100x? I mean, the numbers aren't even, they're not even worth it. You know, you're investing in a very much losing company as far as financials are concerned. But I think, and Sharif did something good. I think it's
True
probably
with Tesla too.
Yeah, exactly. I think and it was true for Amazon. It was true for many of those names in its infancy, right? So I'm pretty happy, you know, holding on to any shares that if I got them allocated, which I won't. And I'm going to be going long tomorrow morning or whenever it opens up into tomorrow. Yeah, into Friday, we'll be going long. I go long tomorrow morning.
Imagine if they're like, oops, yeah, you know what? Forget about Friday. Let's just get this out of the way.
Yeah.
On Thursday.
I would love for it just all of a sudden. Well, not now. I'm not mentally ready for it now, but I think tomorrow would be great.
I wish they just open it at 9:30.
Definitely. You know what would be kind of cool is what we said before, like, okay, all the orders are in, everybody's stopped putting in their orders, and we'll hear in our ear. Thing is, there's going to be a big to-do, right? There's going to be Nasdaq, there's going to be Elon sitting at some desk, the guy's going to be ready to push the go button, everyone's going to be clappy, happy, this and that. The guy's going to go ring the $1 trillion register on his net worth, and then we wait to see where the stock trades, and then we have great trading opportunities over the next couple weeks with SpaceX. I mean, that is for sure. Regardless of the price it comes out at, it's going to be a tradable event. So get ready. We're going to be here watching it, trading it. If it happens on the midday show, I know both these guys are locked and loaded, ready to go. It's your birthday. Okay.
Well, get yourself some SpaceX. Hopefully, wins on Friday. They're Taylor ready. I know you've been on the small cappers, so it's probably been a really good week. And SpaceX probably is not going to do these 1,000% movers that I know you've been in. But yeah, happy early birthday, and I know we'll see you on Friday as well. And
some fun things in the chat.
There's a lot of fun stuff going on in the chat. There was a good point in the chat that like some brokers are, if you sell in the first 15 days, are banning you from future IPOs for X amount of time. But if you but think about it this way. So
exactly, I don't care. Ban me then.
It's one thing if you did that for like the Cerberus IPO, because then there's bigger ones coming.
I just call their bluff.
But like as long as any one of the big three, that becomes worth it. If it was some no-name IPO, or like not no-name, Cerberus isn't no-name, but if you know SpaceX and Anthropic and OpenAI are coming, that's nice. Get one of those for free money and take the money and run. Again, if it's an IPO that you don't think is worth it, then yeah, maybe you wouldn't want the allocation because you didn't want to sell right away and then get that little bit of a ban. I understand that completely, but I think this is the case where it's big enough. Like there's only so many times you could get a historic IPO like this. So James is saying Robinhood says 30 days. And again, every broker is going to be different. I don't think you can necessarily predict, what each one is going to have as their behavior, but you just have to understand whether it makes sense for you. If you think this is the one, then go for it, and who cares about that rule? And we have we're just going to keep throwing these up here. Like, why not? Keep the chat going. I'm looking for a LOD. If I get the low of the day on SMCI, I'm just going to hop out of it. This is from Jackie Eisen. If a brokerage says no more IPO, if sell, then just change brokers and take all that money away. Exactly. Right? Like, it's not the end of the world. Or if they just ban you, or if it was the case that they temporarily ban you for 6 months, then you might miss one or two of the next IPOs. But if you bank the money, it's not the end of the world. And yes, you can always walk and take your money. Vote with your feet. That's one of the best things about, one of the best things about a free capital market, man. You got choices. You have choices, you have options. If your broker doesn't have a feature that you want, or maybe your broker doesn't give you fantastic locates like real trading, then you can always move on and you can just figure something else out. We're gonna go to Adara at the wall. I like that better. It's not a screen, it's a wall.
And that's why this segment is called To the Chart Window. to the wall, where I pull up an infographic and we talk about it. Now, unfortunately, this is going to be my last to the chart window, to the wall, for a couple days because I am going on vacation. I'll be back on Monday. And I'm sure a lot of people will be very happy that I'm not going to be here tomorrow to discuss Oracle earnings ad nauseum. So instead, I'll discuss them today. I really think the biggest thing we have to remember here, which is related to the infographic behind me, is that this is Q4 2026. Now, Oracle, during their Q1 2026 earnings, which had that massive pop into 350 and then abrupt rejection, that's when they said they're going to have this annual cloud infrastructure revenue outlook. Now, I'm not going to belabor the point too much here. I did the research. This was not something that actually they'd filed in an earnings report until this quarter, and this also came as they had EPS and revenue misses. So it really did seem like this metric was kind of being sprung upon us to make up for pretty rough earnings for Oracle in that quarter. But nonetheless, they come up with this metric. The metric did have steady quarterly growth. So as you can see, Q1, it's going to be that dark maroon, 3.35 billion cloud infrastructure revenue. Q2, you get 4.1 billion in cloud infrastructure revenue. And here in Q3, you get 4.9 billion in cloud infrastructure revenue. Now, in order to make their goal of 18 billion for fiscal 2026, they will need to post 5.65 billion in cloud infrastructure revenue or greater for this quarter. Otherwise, they do not make that $18 billion in cloud infrastructure revenue for fiscal 26. Now, why is this significant? Because we know they had that outlook where it was like massively growing on a year-over-year basis. I think 144 billion, more or less, was their outlook for cloud infrastructure revenue for fiscal 2030. The point is, this guidance was always lofty, and if they cannot make it for fiscal 26, probably not a great sign of things to come for ORCL. I think that is a really important point to belabor as we talk about what's riding here for this ORCL earnings report. I have so many infographics that I've been posting and reposting ahead of this report. You can find all of them on X at TTV Research. And that's our To the Chart Window, To the Wall segment for today. Again, you guys do not have to hear me talk about Oracle tomorrow. So you will get infographics, though, on ORCL earnings tonight throughout the next couple of days because I will be making them before I leave. We're going to send you back over to the guys.
All right, thanks, Adara. Yeah, it will be well missed. We've already sort of talked about that, but Adara will be, you know, I think it's only, you're back Monday, Tuesday? Monday, okay,
Yeah,
so
cool.
2 days, it'll be fine. She's more upset about missing the Senate Banking Committee than anything else, so a shout out to.
Devastated.
Oh, yeah.
Devastated.
She is. I've heard her talk. I heard her talk to Ramin about it.
SpaceX, though?
Okay, I'm sad about SpaceX, but
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah,
The
But you're
Senate
most
Banking Committee.
disappointed about missing.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm a little
But
disappointed about SpaceX.
Adara will take the print. You'll take the print if you were here,
Oh,
right?
I would have,
Yeah,
but
I
I'm not. And unfortunately, I can't cover the Senate Banking Committee on AI tomorrow, which, come on. Sean's right. Sean was correct. That is
Okay.
what I'm most upset about.
doesn't happen
SpaceX,
often.
obviously sad I can't take that print, but to be honest, I have some concerns about that anyway, so we'll have to wait and see how that goes. I would have still taken the print, though. I'm sad I can't be there, but I will be there in spirit with you all because we will have infographics coming out the entire time I'm gone.
100%. And you know what? How could you not be concerned? Like, I'm doing it. I'm gonna have concerns about it because you know what could happen. You saw what happened in Cerberus, whatever, in Quantinium. That like at least Cerberus went up before it rugged everybody. But like how rapidly it went down is a bit of an eye opener. And then because when it opens that high, like 185 to 350 in that particular case, like when it loses a bit, it's insane. Quantinium just never went anywhere. I think it's got too much liquidity to be a Quantinium type moment, but we'll see.
Here's something from one of our viewers there. I put in there, I said, like, you know, I was talking to Taylor, and I was like, to be honest with you, pretty nervous about this IPO because I'm willing to ride with it, you know, and it's like, if it's a ride or die situation. And here we go. Don't be nervous about this IPO. I'll tell you what my daughter told me when I was very nervous about starting my business. You're a badass. There's supposed to be an MF after that, but I'm glad your daughter didn't say that. And then we got this. And yeah, we got it. I mean, we have, you know, the plan is in. It's just a matter of, and this.
Rinse, repeat.
The reason why I'm most nervous about it is for this following statement that I'm gonna have. And that is, it's in God's hands. Because it's either, and I don't mean actually like the trading gods, you know? It's like, if I'm gonna go long off that opening print, there's one of two things that could happen, either upside or downside. Like it's either gonna go up or down, right? There's nothing, it's not gonna sit at that price. So if I go long because I'm interested in the IPO, it's one of the most hyped up IPOs of all time. So I feel like the right thing to do is to go long right there off the open. And I don't wanna go long a small amount of shares because I do have a feeling that it's going to go up. So I want to put some risk on into that trade. And at the end of the day, the stop is in. If it's 135 and it goes lower, I get out, and then hopefully, like Neil said, we have enough in our account left to go short, you know, into that move, and we're not shut down or anything like that. So yeah, there's a few things that I'm a little worried about.
It's not impossible.
No, it's not. It's just, you know, hopefully, if we are wrong, if anybody that's going long, and you're not wrong by 5 or 10%, you know, you're able to get out in a reasonable price.
Speed matters too. Like I think.
Well, we have the fastest.
Getting
system.
your protection in there, like on Quantinum.
Neil and I literally sit here. So on Quantinuum, I was out in 1.8 seconds.
I think I was it was like definitely 1.5 seconds.
Yeah, it was like, I saw, maybe it was 2.8. It was like literally.
No, it was under 2.
Phil, see the price, put price in, hit enter.
I looked up, I think it was 1.38 or something for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1.38 or 1.4 seconds was the length of the trade. And in perfect honesty, it could have been faster. And if it had been faster, I just would have saved even more. Yeah. It's actually just that simple. I think I lost 40 cents on it, and I think I would have lost, like, I could have maybe been 25 if I was.
Wow, we just got a good print on Oracle, by the way.
Like a hair faster. Like just even like a hair faster. So that's the reason why you're sitting there the whole time with your hands on the keys.
Yeah,
because
it's gonna be a long
you
day.
understand, like at that split moment, you could save yourself a boat just being really, really quick on the keys. If it goes up, it's like, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, if it goes up and we can halt and get out, then it's like, okay, we'll do that, and that'll be fun, right? And then we just question, you know, do we get out of it all at the halt? It's because, you know what it's actually kind of like?
Well, I've already changed my mind on what I'm not doing what I did with Cerebras. On Cerebras, I got
out of it all.
I got out of 20%.
Yeah.
That was the dumbest decision ever. It literally went 350 to 385, and I held 80% of the trade through the halt and it reopened at 370. If SpaceX instant halts up, I'm doing the opposite of that. I'm taking 70 to 80% out on the open halt. I've learned my lesson because it was, like, you just get thrown that much free money in the face when the valuation's that high, just take it. Don't worry, I'm not trying to be greedy. I was so greedy with Cerebras and it was just stupid.
Well, that's what I don't know what I'll do. I was going to say I may be a little greedy, but we'll wait to see what winds up. It's just a matter of, again, it's just a matter of the shares, where it opens up and what winds up happening. There it is. Thank you so much, Craig, Sean, Neil. Thanks for another great show. That must mean that you want me to hit
another one.
Nah, probably not. But there goes the money to the downside again. So another great show. We want to thank you for watching. We have great shows every single day, including our midday show with Mr. Joy Fatone and Sharif. There as well. All right, 204.40. You know, we got another great fill there on Oracle. This one, and you want to, hopefully you guys are enjoying the show for the content, but also hopefully for the trading. There we go, man. We just shorted this one at 205.60. We literally put it on right for you guys, right when we were on, just as we got on the air at 2 p.m. And then, you know, we could have reloaded a little bit more there at 205.50. So hopefully you're in this, and I sort of explained what I was thinking on this one is just up to VWAP. I like it. I'm actually out of half right now, which is pretty good. Like normally I'm out of more by this time, but let's wait to see if there's something special brewing for Oracle and down into 204. That's where my next bid is. And then we also got this one on right now. Watch out for those glizzies. We also got the TQs on. And this was one that was funny because we were short. This is a horrendous stop out. Wound up costing too much. And then the move happened, and we tried to go long at the 200. Then we flipped it short off VWAP, and then boom, shaga laga on the TQQs. So that was a pretty good one there as well. What's up? Here's Tech Lion. I didn't even read this yet, so we can read it together. Hopefully it's appropriate. So this sounds like a lot like FOMO, by what you're comfortable losing. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Neil always says the moment when you hit the buy, consider you have lost it. No,
that's exactly what I'm thinking.
Me too, but that's the whole point. Is the reason why this is different and why that's fine, but it's not true this time, is we have no idea what we're losing. That's the difference. Like when I put on an order right now, and I'll show you.
I always have a concept of it. I think this.
Yeah. No, hold on. Let me finish first, because no matter what, honestly, we say here on Oracle. Let me use an example here. Okay, I'm short right here. If it breaks 206. I have 100 shares, let's say. That is a 50-cent hit. 100 shares times 50 cents, I can do that math, okay? Neil and I just gave an example of QNT opened up and blasted lower immediately. We put out our order, and it's a marketable order is the one that we put out. We put out a marketable order to get out, okay? So not me, not Neil, not anybody here has any idea of how much money we're going to make or to lose.
But I've made some assumptions. Like based on Cerebras, I looked at what the...
But that was a crazy assumption.
I think, I know my assumption was crazy, but like
But even now, because this is a completely different beast, that's what I'm saying.
But it opened, the price, even if it opened crazy high, Cerebras opened at $350. So the way I sort of look at it is, okay, well, if the same thing happened again, then maybe like the highest, maybe you get like 51. Sometimes you get 51, sometimes you get like 01s, sometimes you get 54.
There goes Oracle.
But I'm thinking $5 to $10 worth of slippage. So in my brain, that's just what it's costing. And now that's probably extreme, but at least in my head.
It's a dart throw.
But that's the way I look at it. Like with other IPOs, I wouldn't necessarily say $5. I didn't think Quantinium would lose you $5 to $10 in notional. Of course not.
Of course not. I mean, it opened up at $60.
Exactly. But in this particular case, I think that's a reason.
I think, I mean, if the sellers come in, this could open at 135 and it breaks 135 and we get punched out for a $15 loser. So that's why I'm saying that's impossible
to put these up. I can throw this one up there because this is an easy answer. Depending on your broker, Dan McIsaac, if you're at Real Trading, the second this is listed, like once the quote comes up, we can pay for locates at Real Trading. That's typically on an IPO day somewhere around like 9 to 10 o'clock. I think it's usually before the actual open at 9:30. It's after we start the show, because I remember when we get an IPO and I'm paying for locates, usually I'm doing it towards the open, because I'll pay for locates even if I'm not going to use them. I just want to have them in the back of the pocket. But every broker is going to be different. Here at Real Trading, I'm telling you, we'll have it hours before. You have to pay for it. I think it was 6 cents a share on Quantinium, or Quantin, whatever. And I expect it'll be anywhere in the 3 to 6 cents per share range on SpaceX. Maybe more because of the interest. But it's always very reasonable. I just think it's worth having it in the back pocket if you're going to be trading it anyways, whether you use it or not. Before we go back to Adara, next available pop, SMCI, small bounce off the lows, but now it's starting to, it's just basically going sideways. Next available pop, I want to try to short into it, and I'm still looking at SLV. Because SLV got me at VWAP. I'm either taking another shot at VWAP short, or I'm going to short this one in front of 59. Let's go to the desk.
A couple AI-related catalysts involving the Trump administration here. I'll start with ORCL. According to the Trump administration statement, Oracle has been awarded a U.S. government contract to provide HR software. It's not moving on this at all, but interesting timing of this with less than 2 hours to go until their earnings report. Also here, keep an eye on names like APLD and IREN. These also aren't moving too much, but interesting story here. Politico reporting that the Trump admin is not going to be setting nationwide environmental requirements or recommendations for the data center industry. Now, this is significant because if there aren't environmental requirements or recommendations, some of these data center build-out plays could face less guardrails. Back to you.
All right, guys. Thanks, Adara. But meanwhile, it's a face slap over here. I mean, as soon as I hear Oracle, I'm looking for the story, and it doesn't seem to have been reflected here in the stock price. So here we go, man. We're now $1.50 in the money here, and we're $2.50 in the money here, and we're just starting to cover a little bit. If we can get back into 70, which it looks like we're doing right now, let's not get too cute with this trade. I'll get at another piece here in the O's. I just put an 07 bid, so hopefully it comes in. And because we're trading here on a prop floor, getting filled on the bid or when you're posted in order, you actually get a rebate. So all these fills that I keep taking, like right there, I just got paid to take that trade. So, I got paid to get filled there. So that's part of it. We're not paying $1 a trade or anything like that, right? And so here it comes back in. And then I did get a question from the chat, and I want to thank you for it. Why am I not trading SQQ? Because buying power is not an issue, and I've talked about this a couple times. I just prefer SQQ as the invert, so it's just the other way around. So you'd be going up right now. Here, I can show it to you. SQQ, you'd be going up right now on the SQQ. So this is a short ETF. So as you can see, the market's starting to go this way. For me, it's like I look at my blotter and it's coded red for Oracle, that's a short, and it's coded red for the TQQs. So, I'm like one of those matadors. I'm like a bull. I gotta see red when we're going short. So that's what we're doing. So that's why I trade the TQQs instead of the SQQ. But for entry prices or the chart, the prices will be different, but the charting should basically be the same as far as where VWAP and all that is. You should be getting a similar look. When I'm going short on VWAP, SQQ should be long at VWAP. So, all right, it's back to the desk here with Sia.
Let's take a look at the three major averages for today. All the three major averages currently in the red, sliding a little bit over 1%. We're going to take a look at a couple stories I have for you. The first one we're going to talk about is BYD. BYD's Europe expansion plans. Now, BYD is signaling that it wants to expand in Europe without starting from scratch. An existing factory takeover could definitely speed up local production, reduce build-out time, also have BYD to push further into the European market. It's also looking at taking over an existing factory, like I said, for what would be its second European EV plant, rather than building a brand new site from the ground up. Company has also been discussing opportunities with several European automakers, including legacy manufacturers that have this spare capacity. And Reuters reporting that the strategy is aimed at accelerating market access all across Europe while avoiding a slow greenfield construction timeline. Going to move on to this quick update that came in Google and Meta's case, that they've been denied a new trial in the youth social media addiction case. A California state court judge has denied the motions by Meta Platforms and YouTube, seeking a new trial after the jury had found both the companies liable for designing the social media platforms that are harming young people. Meta and Google both disagreed with the ruling, and Google will be appealing this decision. And just a quick update, Anthropic CEO also saying that the government should be, calling for tighter AI safety regulations. This is also tying into the story that we were discussing in the news segment at 1 p.m. earlier today. Anyway, sending it back to you.
Thank you, Sia. And we get more questions coming in here, so that was the super chat up. I think we have a news story which might be coming as well. Video Arcade, do they make you use your own money there? No position, smiley face. But if you're on a prop floor, you're using the firm's capital. So we're trading on a prop desk. It's real trading. That's what we trade through. So we are using the firm capital to trade. And when you're a prop trader, like, you use firm capital, you get a commission based on what you make. Right? So that's the idea. We're not, and like we already said, I don't think anybody here, forget about just Sean, I don't think anybody here is taking the allocation that I'm aware of, anyways, in their personal accounts. So I'm pretty sure everything that you see on SpaceX will just be what we trade here. Iran and the U.S. officials held talks with Qatari mediators in Doha. Oh, now I can't read it.
Let's go. I'm going to see if I can get some allocations right now.
Iran refused trilateral meeting with the U.S. and Qatar. Axios. Okay, not really moving oil futures at all. Slight pullback. Remember, after 10:30, you do have, the spot market did close, but oil futures oil still moves around here, and you're not seeing anything whatsoever. So it's either, maybe there is no pop to be had, is now SMCI is through the low of the day. That's now 21.5% down. 21.5 for SMCI. Man, I wonder if it's dragging Dell with it. The next thing I do, I might just take this breaking this little flat bottom here underneath VWAP on SLV. But I don't wonder, how far is Dell getting dragged down in all of this?
Listen to this. My broker says, order entry. Limit orders are required for buy orders. You must enter a limit price. This is for SpaceX. As soon as I logged in, it popped up. You must enter a limit price when submitting a buy order. Buy market orders will not be accepted on the first day. So they will not be accepting buy market orders, probably because they don't want to be responsible for whatever the price goes out at. Clients are responsible for monitoring their own orders and making the required changes. Once trading begins, orders are executed based on price and time priority. That's supposed to be the way it's executed at all times. SpaceX is not expected to begin at the market open 9:30, and the first trade may occur later in the morning or several hours after open. Just giving a warning about SPCX there, as I was trying to get shares on it, and it's just warning me how to trade it properly.
I think it's standard because when if you pull up the name, it gives the same warning, I think, everywhere. Yeah. But that's not the allocation. That would be just telling you what to do if you want to actually trade it. Yeah, it just says they participate
in Canadian IPOs, so it's not, unfortunately, who I bank with, which is a Canadian bank, not available
Dell's
there.
Down a point.
Womp womp. I would literally have put whatever I had in cash. And that's what people are doing right now. And we talked about that. I believe there's a sell in the market based on requirements to hold capital in your account for SpaceX IPO. So, okay, we get one fill there at 70 again. So we're getting very, very light now. It's only 244. We still have some movement here on Oracle, though. We'll see if that can break lower. Just so everybody's aware of this, I have about 35% left of this trade. And I just keep covering around 204 because it ain't breaking 204. So we'll wait to see a little bit lower. I do have a bid at 203.82, which is exactly where that wick was. So we just missed it. We're gonna wait. I think I put my order before then, so it must have seen a resting order and ran away from it. We're gonna wait to see if Oracle comes back down in. I'm bidding 203.80. We'll see if we get that fill. What's up to Jackie? Oh, we're gonna go to Adair, and then we'll go back to the chat.
GM did spike a little bit higher here, guys. Just be aware, comments coming from Kurt Kelty, who is the Vice President of Battery and Sustainability over at General Motors. Apparently, the production of LFP batteries for energy storage systems instead of EVs will be starting this month at GM's Tennessee plant. So update here with battery and sustainability. Nice look here for GM, at least initially. We spiked like 75 pennies on this. Back to you.
In the whole space,
Down
Ford is getting crushed. I'm glad we sold some Ford. Have you seen Ford? Here's Ford, by the way. It's taking the same way down as Rivian right now. But the thing about Ford is it just made like multi-months or year high there recently. And we were, again, pretty lucky to be on the floor every day and talking and seeing you guys in the chat because like I sold out on this move higher. We can call up a daily, a monthly, whatever you want. And here's on Ford. Here, this looks better on this chart here for me, Signal, if I call up a weekly chart or something. You know, this was, as soon as we broke through that 15 mark, that was it. Like we got some out at 15, 100%, and then we got some out, I think it was 16.85 or something like that on that day. And then it did go higher, man. It almost got to $18 there. And it goes all the way back. This is 2022. You know, so basically you bleed out. Ford no longer a dividend payer. So, you know, all the way down, I believe so anyways, all the way down. And I don't know. I'd have to look back.
I don't own them anymore. So.
No, I'm just saying I have to look back to see what, I mean, I can check right now.
Yeah, I know they used to have a decent.
I don't know, but no, it doesn't have a dividend anymore.
They used to, I know.
So yeah, downside right now for Ford, and there it goes. And you know, just like we were saying before, you want to talk about an IPO, like this is what Rivian did on its IPO. So this is a weekly chart, but you know, Rivian came out, I believe, at 108, which is that, I'm never gonna forget that. Maybe it's 107, but it ripped up huge that first day. Then I think this was all pre-market action, and then basically this is what happened. So let's just say, and I don't think Rivian is SpaceX. I mean, let's not go there.
What?
But just to say what could happen, this was 107, and that happened at November of 21. So then by the time May of 22 came through, so you're talking about 7 more months, this name was $26. So it dropped like 70% there in 5 or 6 months. And even then, if you go even forward, even after that, you're down like 90% in less than 1 year on Rivian, minus 90% there. So that's part of the story. And that's part of Ford's story too. Ford did have some into Rivian. So if you see where Rivian came to market, that was this. You know, Ford, everyone was excited, then all of a sudden Rivian went down and there goes Ford's EV plans, and we already know what happened there. So now we'll have to wait to see what happens with some company that people are excited about. I think it's Space something, and that's gonna be coming out on Friday morning. So we'll wait to see that. And Neil and I were just joking because there's somebody in the chat saying SpaceX already IPO'd, but of course they did not.
Oh, no, of course not. And being able to trade something in the tokenized market does not mean that it's open. It's just not the same thing. Do you have access to a proxy? Sure. But it's not the same thing as when you have passive buying from institutions, when you have retail coming in hordes. It is absolutely not. It's a massive liquidity event to get listed on the exchange. It's the same way, like what was the TrueLeave? Could you trade TrueLeave yesterday? Of course you could trade TrueLeave at the OTC. But when it came back, it's a liquidity event. I think you're gonna have SK Hynix is trying to get listed, I believe.
Yep,
SK Hynix is, I don't know when it would happen, but SK Hynix, you can trade SK Hynix. IPO. But when it lists in the US, it's still just different. And coming to the US markets proper, like the Nasdaq or the New York, is just a massive event. So it is absolutely different. No questions asked. And someone just said Hood was a good IPO. I don't think it, no. Hood was down on the first day, Robinhood. Robinhood was down on the initial day, I believe 9%. Here, I'm gonna ask, you probably have Grok up, but I'm gonna ask how
I have them all up.
Robinhood, I'm just asking Gemini.
I know, I have a
on
chart
its
for it.
IPO day. I just figure it's faster. Sometimes it's just faster to ask. We'll see. SL did get this SLV off of VWAP. We'll see how it will go. I'm already on it. And so underneath VWAP, I'll probably reload it, just kind of give it to the first wick above the volume weighted average price. Okay, so 2021, it priced at 38. It lost 8.5%, 8.4% down. So it closed at 34.82 after being priced at 38. It doesn't tell me where it opens. It doesn't say what. It priced at 38. It could have opened at like 40 for all we know. But either way, yeah, it ended up to the downside on Robinhood. So actually, it was not very good. And I'm not saying that SpaceX isn't going to be good. The comparison I was making was the last time retail got a healthy allocation in something was Robinhood. It's the only comparable from that standpoint, but it's not remotely comparable in size and height.
Oh, I don't have Robinhood.
Oh, no?
No, I Beyond Meat. I mean, here I have.
How are they going to not have Robinhood?
No, this is just a study. We talked about putting, so here's Beyond Meat's first move. Here's Rivian. So this is Rivian. If we zoomed in at the open here, so this is where they opened Rivian, right? And then so that was right at 1 o'clock. So there it is at 1:08. And it actually, you would have actually got stopped out on this one as well because there's the wick lower. So you actually lose pretty bad on Rivian right there on the open. Which name is this? Here's Beyond Meat. Let's see what that did. So Beyond Meat actually, again, wicks lower as well, but that's not right. That's not the open. So I think this must be the open. So you're probably okay on Beyond Meat. That name opens up at $47, rips to $60 there. That's Beyond Meat. Here's Uber. Uber goes well as well. Here, zoom out a little bit so I can see the prices. Uber goes $42, right straight up to 43, does not halt. Rugs all the way to the downside there. That's Uber. The next one here, here's CoreWeave off the open. They open at 115 as well. Not much going on for CoreWeave off the open. You actually lose on that one. So far, I've called 3 examples up. All 3 are losing trades based on the strategy that I'm trying to do. So yay for that one. All right, that's Beyond Meat. We already did Rivian. Let's do this next one. This is Kava, loss as well, opens up there, rugs down, so that's a loss. So I'm getting less and less confident here about this trade, so thanks for me showing you this.
The problem is the minute chart's not perfect there because there's a few of those where...
All I need to see is that lower wick.
If there's an initial pop where it's enough to get some out and then it wicks, I know there's been a couple where it instantly rugs, but you're not really taking much of a hit because like it goes like a buck or two, and you hit the offer enter. I know that's happened to me a couple times, but I'll have almost a flat trade because it rugs you after it gives you at least a little bit of an out.
I think, was this the one that we made the boat on? It might have been Circle. So this is Circle here. This was a good one, man. This one opened up $64. Maybe? I think it was bullish, yeah. $64, that goes to 74 and halts. And then it starts bumping after that. So this is like, Circle was awesome. Like if this is what happens to SpaceX, this is what I'm saying about how it's in Trader God's hands right now, because if this is what winds up happening for SpaceX, then I mean, I'm going to Turks and Caicos, so we'll wait to see what winds up happening there. If indeed this is what it looks like.
Antigua needs your money. Needs some.
At the end of the day, there, yeah, we'll be getting that. Maybe we'll get an R1, but no, I'm
Antigua needs the money.
I have no idea. I'm not. I don't even know what kind of shares we'll use, to be honest with you. It depends about the opening price. But there's Circle, so I'm glad we're kind of doing this right now. Here's bullish, so this is another one there. So this is the one that we were talking about. This is 96 open, and just to Neil's point, that didn't.
No, that didn't happen.
Didn't wick down. I'm more worried about a thicker candle, and there it goes all the way to the upside. So bullish goes.
Was 20%.
Yeah, it went to 108.
It was sick.
There on bullish, so that was a really good one. Firefly Aerospace, downside right there. Probably was in the right spot. Anybody heard of Figma? That worked out as well. There's the opening print there on Figma. I'm sorry if this is boring for you guys. I have no idea. I'm not even listening to the chat right now. There goes Reddit. Reddit, definitely not great. That means it opened up here, closes down there. So this is a losing trade. But again, like if you get hit on this, you're probably only losing $1 or $2, not the end of the world. But that's a $50 open. So that's that one. And here's ARM Holdings. ARM actually, again, not great. This is what's going to happen to SpaceX, I have a feeling, and it's not a good feeling, I'll tell you that, because if this happens to SpaceX, I'll be pissed. So opens up, you know, closes the very next candle down. So what winds up happening is you get flat rate there, then it makes a bottom at 55, and then it starts to go. So you got to be careful of, you know, potentially losing too much off that open and not being able to play the second move. But there it is, man. The IPO trade brought to you by Tradertv.live. And just as a couple examples there that we put together and wanted to show you. So let's go back over to the desk. I believe it's with Adara. Ooh.
Thank you. The IWM currently trading flat. We're going to take a look at the individual tickers for today. CIIT up almost 77% on the day. TNC International, this is a global logistics services and mineral trade business company. All speculative momentum over actual news for this certain ticker. STI, Solidion Technology up almost 45% on the day. It's an advanced battery tech company, and this company is withdrawn from its filing back in February. That was major purpose for it was securities. It was a securities filing that's been withdrawn. And CRMT, final ticker for you today, America's Car Mart Incorporated, down almost 54% on the day after. The company was working on a $500 million capital raise to prevent a bankruptcy filing. And that's all for your small caps.
Was there an IPO today?
E-Rock? Yeah.
Did it get E-Rocked? Yes, it did.
Absolutely.
So here we go.
You could see the thing about this one is you weren't
raising capital for E-Rock? Come on, man.
Yeah, but it goes to, it's 2010. This isn't SpaceX, man. Like you could be long at the open, take a couple of points, and then you're absolutely fine. But no, there's only one that matters. Just to give you an idea of why SpaceX matters. Can you count suckers? Like look at, this is SpaceX. You don't even, if I didn't even show you the names, I guess I can't do my thing where I do the circle here. I gotta turn that back on, the pointer. All you have to do is look at the number. Like E-Rock is tiny, 600 million. 600 million, that's nothing. 600 million on this
75 billion tomorrow or on Friday.
86, well, they're saying 86.
Oh, now, okay.
Yeah, 86. It doesn't, it's so much larger than, we get excited for 1 or 2 billion is enough to take it. Quantinium was what, 1.7 billion?
Yeah, 1.15 something.
It was less than 2 billion. Yeah, 1.68, 1.7. Come on, compared to 86. Quantinium. That'd be the first and last time I say it correctly. I actually enjoy now saying that one incorrect because it sucked.
Yep.
If the IPO was good, then I'd bother to learn the company's name properly. I'm not gonna mess up SpaceX because that's supposed to make us money.
I lost about like $1,000 or so on that one, but that's okay. That hopefully, if we wind up losing on SpaceX, we'll see what the amount is, and let's just not jinx it. So, okay, that's been a good bunch of talk there. I hope you guys enjoyed the last hour or so there on IPO, and you know, again, keep putting your questions in. Neil and I looking at the chat as much as we possibly can. We want to thank Adara, we want to thank Sia and everybody in the back there for keeping us on this market and any kind of news sort of related stories that pop through. We are going to be trading. Like if you're looking for something to do on Friday, like we're going to be here. So you get ready, live quotes, live everything.
Also trading in the afternoon, unless I'm shut down.
On SpaceX.
Trading in the afternoon too.
Yeah, I mean, even if I get shut down, I'll go into, like, I don't even know if my SIM account layout is even loaded in here. I've never been in it, but we'll wait to see.
Well, the cloud thing works. Well,
yeah, I should be able to copy it over. This is not an issue. One more time, but okay. And just quickly before we go back over there, we just got multiple fills down there on Oracle, so we did get that 80 fill that we were looking for. We told you we only had a third left, so now we have about 20% left. And then it tried to break. It did break through 04 there, so I punched out a little bit as it went back through 04. So we're short now Oracle 205.60. Obviously the report coming at 405. I'm going to try to remain short. There was a small story about the U.S. government, yada yada yada, with Oracle, so that didn't seem to do anything to it. No major volume spikes, but we're still short Oracle. And Oh yeah, the face slapper right now as we go short on the Nasdaq today, and we remain short. Well, the top idea is short IBIT, short Nasdaq, short SLV, short Apple. The short Apple we could talk about. That one reversed quite nicely. Adara was something else.
It's funny, you just mentioned here another U.S. government story. I have a new U.S. government-related story, specifically when it comes to defense stocks. I pulled up LMT. You could also look here at Boeing, I mean, tangentially related. You've got NOC, lots of different plays within this sector to be aware of, as NBC reports that the defense industry leaders are preparing to meet with President Trump amid growing concerns over the supply of missiles. Now, it does not specify, I read through the article, I'm not seeing which defense industry leaders are set to meet with Trump and his administration, but either way here, guys, keep an eye on the defense sector. Some concerns here about missiles, defense industry representatives set to meet with the Prez himself. Back to you.
Yeah.
And Dan McIsaac actually, and shout out to you, Dan, was asking, can we ask Mr. Wonderful if he's allocated and what he's doing with SpaceX? 100%. I promise you, we're gonna have Kevin O'Leary's on tomorrow. Tomorrow morning. It'll be in the morning.
But
of course we will ask him.
I don't understand why.
We'll talk data centers, we'll talk SpaceX, we'll talk whatever, you know, he'll talk about pretty much anything that's market related. And I know the day before, of course that's gonna be a topic.
Has there been an IPO of like this kind of extraordinary hype open lower than the price? Like even Cerebras, which has been a nasty, that was 185. It opened up at 350.
No.
Even if you still have your Cerebras shares, you're still in the money. I'll buy a lot. So I don't.
No, not with this.
I don't see the downside.
Not with this level.
I just don't see the downside of that. And okay, so if you are worried about allocation and like you don't know if you should do it, how about just allocate? But you know you like the name. That's the other thing. You have to like the space. You have to like the symbol. You have to like SpaceX, or else don't do it. But if you like it and you're willing to hold it, and let's just say you have 10 grand and you can somehow get $10,000 worth of allocation, maybe just get 5. And that way, then you have your your entry price is 135. If somehow it opens up at 125, it's not even damage. I'm just saying, like, what is the downside of allocation?
125.
Well, people that are saying, no, I don't want this, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Why don't you want it? Because even if
are they saying they don't want the, are they saying they don't want the issue
allocation,
price? Or are they saying they don't want the open price?
Issue price. If you put in your order tonight, you're getting the 135.
So you guys don't want the 135.
Right, this is what people are saying. So this is what I don't understand. I mean, you put that.
Well, no, it's 20%. But it was 20. What did I?
Yeah, so 20% are saying no. I don't understand, but anyways, it doesn't matter.
20. Yeah, it's 76% are saying no. That's if I'm going to close this. We're done. The no is 76%. 24%.
I just can't wrap my head.
And I actually think it's, in my opinion, the people that are yeses are more likely to vote. Usually, people are more likely to be in the like they'll say if they're not taking it. I think that's actually skewing it a bit, but interesting. You know, Dan McIsaac says he doesn't want to tie up dip buying power, or do you want to tie up the buying power? That's
what I'm saying. You got to allocate the right amount. I mean, don't put some mortgages out here or anything like that. It's just like if you had some spare cash, it's lying around. Most of us traders here are, you know, trading with some money that we have lying around. So, you know, it's not worth your life savings. And I already answered that question with Gia's hockey coach.
Like I got
lucky. Me.
Like the timing would have been right if I could get the allocation because I just got my WonderFi shares out.
I just don't see the downside.
Which put me into dip buying money without having to put new money into the account. But yeah, I don't see. I don't think I've, and I could be wrong about this. When Sean asked the question, I'm still trying to think of one of any hype level that opened lower, and I can't come up with one. Sorry, I can't do it. And maybe we'll think of more, but I just can't think of one at all. We're gonna go. Oh, just one quick note. I'm still gonna try to short silver if I can, but probably never get out of SMCI short. 23% and still falling for SMCI. That stock is dead.
Yeah, and as we sit now, $5 in the money, that cannot happen without volatility. And so for sophisticated traders, movement creates opportunity. And Beta Pro by Global X offers Canada's first and longest running suite of levered and inverse levered ETFs, built for sophisticated investors who understand the risks of leverage and the importance of precision. There's a triple levered bull and bear ETF tied to the Nasdaq 100 index, and they are designed for daily tactical trades, providing amplified exposure and giving traders tools to engage with both upward momentum and market pullbacks. These strategies are currency hedge, seeking to offset US dollar exposure back to the Canadian dollar. For those navigating short-term market moves, both up and down, Beta Pro offers the flexibility to act with conviction, whatever that looks like for your strategy, objectives, and risk profile. As we say always, trade tactically and learn more about this product at beta, one word, betapro.ca, and we make it easy for you around here. You can just scan that QR code right there, or make sure to check the link and check the link in description. How about that there for today? All right, like as we were doing that, man, I mean, it's just more outs, like, you know, more life. Shout out to Drake. If we get back into 203.60, we just took another fill there. You know, that bottom's 203.50, so that's fine. We'll watch out for that. And then as the Nasdaq comes in, there, I mean, let's go. Props up. Like, again, like we just get filled near that low again and sitting around, man, 69.60. We take that fill, and now we're trying to make a move back up to the upside. So we're getting lighter and lighter here. It's now the hour of power. So, you know, we did talk a little bit about IPOs there, and we don't want to forget about some of the other things that have been popping off today. AZI was yesterday's runner. We had CPOP, man. This one was a sort of a name that we're very, very familiar with. I mean, this was one that had come and gone.
Yeah, the pop culture.
Yeah, the pop culture. It's called Pop Culture Group. And if you look at a daily chart, it had done something similar to this before, you know, where we really started to go a Chinese social media gathering, pop culture, yada, yada, K-pop, I have no idea. But there it is, up the upside there. And as it goes, 250, what a surprise, man. It's basically right where it had been before. So we had seen this numerous times live on the show. And then so for today, for this to be a K-pop surprise, it's not. We had saw this earlier on in the day, right at 9:30, man, when it started to pop open. A nice high of 110. But this is where everyone loses all the money right here, because breaks through VWAP, halts, opens lower, and continues lower. So not continuum, Neil, this continues lower. And there we go, man. Nice little downside play there for CPOP, and now we CPOP higher, and we wait to see what winds up happening. I have just multiple halts. That's not a good trade today, CPOP. All right, AMD, okay, Zen 6. All right, so here we go, another chip. Obviously, the space has been getting pretty frothy right now. Points to stronger AI, PC, and workstation positioning. So, all right, I mean, I guess that might be a shot at Intel if we're talking about
but AMD's
workstations. So maybe Intel takes a hit on that one. I don't know how much these chips are going to cost, especially the new round of chips.
The weird thing is AMD's going down. Intel's.
Oh yeah, the whole space, right? I mean, it's
Intel's at VWAP Intel's at VWAP and looking a little bit stronger relative to the two. Intel's almost green on the day. It's only 0.3 to the downside. So I would give you maybe look. They both already sold off as I go back to AMD from the highs. But yeah, not a very good look. 4.5% down. They both sold off from the highs. But Intel just looks a little bit better today. The charts are eerily similar. I think that just speaks to the market sentiment at this point. Quickly, because Lozo, a couple of people have asked about, I was asked about GE Vernova in the chat, and Kat, I just answered there, but there was another comment very quickly about VST and CEG. I think you're just getting a bit of a reset. Like most of the reason why people are looking for these power names to be good is because of data center. Like that's where everyone's thinking the growth is going to be. So while that's taking a back seat, the names that have been a little bit weaker, like VST is still in the same downtrend. At least CEG, Constellation, has been giving you like a bit of a base to work off of. I'll save the best for last. But it's testing that low for the base in CEG. And remember, GE Vernova has been the best in the group, and its chart looks a little broken. Like if I'm in something in the long term, I'm like, I'll trim 10% and then trim 10%, and usually never more than that, sometimes 30 if it's a long-term holding. So I can't tell you that I'm out of any more than 20% of this. So I'll probably buy the dip at the 200-period moving average on a long term. But like to me, if you're looking for Vistra or Constellation, show me when GEV catches a bid, and then worry about the other two. And I think if we catch a bid here off the 200-period, or maybe just after SpaceX when everything calms the you-know-what down, then the other two can go. Because this has been leading the way. So I can't expect the other two to be doing well when this is so far off of the highs, man. It's been bleeding. This is more than bear market territory. like GE Vernova off the high. So expecting Vistra and Constellation to be bucking the trend now, I think is a little bit wishful thinking. It just is what it is. I believe we are going back up to the desk.
Yes, we are going back to the desk. I really like your take that Intel is almost green because it is, well, technically down 0.10%. Well, we hope it closes in the green. Let's take a look at our sectors for today, starting with the SPY, down a little bit, less than 1%. Mixed sentiment continued across tech services today. Electric tech seems to be sliding into the red, with Apple in the green, currently up almost 1%. COHR, Coherent Corp, almost up 1%. Nvidia still making that loss, negative 3.28%. AVGO almost sliding 5%. MU failed to reverse that bearish momentum from yesterday and today, earlier this morning, currently down 4.15%. Google, as we said earlier in the show, has introduced Diffusion Gemma, which is a 4 times faster text generation model that's dedicated GPUs. And the company's Google Cloud customers in India faced an intermittent network disruption after a fire at a third-party data center that triggered an emergency shutdown. Currently, Google down on the day 2%. Looking at finance, we got BRKB, JPM, Visa, all trading flat at the moment. BAC currently still holding that gain from the morning, up 1%. Robinhood up 5%, 5.18%. Netflix, wrong sector. Tech services, we do have Netflix up almost 1%. Retail, Amazon's Graviton 5, AWS is now generally available. Amazon currently, however, down almost 2.4%. Walmart, Costco all up 1%, a little over 1%. Consumer durables, I'm seeing all red here. Tesla also sliding at the moment, 3.6%. Energy looking great today. It's maintained that bullish momentum since the morning. Oil stocks also looking good. Communication sector also looking good, except one name, SATS, in the red, over 1%. Health tech, mixed sentiment. Lilly trading flat. J&J still in the green. Rest in the red. That's all for your sector board. Sending it back to you.
There is some pain. Because in the chat, someone said, thank you, Sia. Someone had said in the chat that SpaceX will trade like the Alphabet IPO, or the Google, it would have been Google.
Yeah, so I'm going to, so here's Google right here. I'm going to go here, and all you have to do is you got to go to go-to, and then I'm going to type in here. I got the date. It's August 19th, so 08/19. I don't think these charts go back that far. I don't know the time. I'll just put, let's go 12.
I would go 11. I think they opened earlier.
Might take a minute to load.
They used to open earlier.
I'll minimize this and put that up there. I don't know if it's going to load. If all of a sudden I see a crazy Google price show up on my chart, then I'll get that to you. I don't think it goes, I don't even know if it's trying to think about that right now, going back that far. But we'll wait to see if that happens. So yeah, I really think it's dangerous to try to compare it to something else. This is completely something else now.
Nothing has ever come out this
okay, the
big.
Market is...
We're making left turns,
it's making another move right now, which is good for me, guys. We're going to bid out right now, out of some more of these queues. Oracle's coming back in. So I have now about 15% left, willing to hold this, willing to basically hold the rest of them. I have a bid at 203 flat, so hopefully that can come in. That'll be almost $3. That'll be $2.50 short on this Oracle trade. And you know what? I started posting this, and I want to thank everybody for the, the kind words about the midday show. You know, yesterday you guys wanted me in there to start posting about the trades. So today I was even posting, like I started posting right here at 1:30 that we were short Oracle. We did take that out, but that was what we were looking for. And then right there at 2 o'clock as we came back on air, we re-shorted Oracle. So any kind of trades that I'm talking about doing, or when I came back, I was also posted in there that we were still short off VWAP there. And this is where we started recovering into TQQs, into that space. Yeah, it doesn't look, I don't see at all that this Google is even working now to go that far back. So if anybody has data that far back for Google, we can look. But I don't really know why we would equate it to that. We could equate it to Meta's opening, which would have been Facebook at that time. Lots of other potential IPO names. How about the Tesla IPO? You know, I mean, what day was that? That might have been something exciting to talk about at that time, right? So the Tesla IPO, what date was that? We could try to have a quick look up of what date. Okay, so Sia just dropped it to me. June 29th of 2010.
That's probably a good one to look at.
yeah, I mean, again, I don't know about the retail flow.
It's also the day after Elon's birthday, I believe. So I would.
I thought Elon's birthday was late June.
We know that Elon loves things related to his birthday, including, say, for example, launches of robotaxis or.
Oh, shoot, it might have been working.
A couple weeks before the SpaceX IPO.
No,
But yeah,
now
June
it won't load
28th,
my
I want to
charts.
double check
I think
this.
it's trying to-
I believe is Elon Musk's
Yeah, it is, June
birthday.
28th.
Yeah. So,
It's
of course,
late
he has SpaceX or Tesla IPO the day after.
Right. All right, well, I tried to switch my chart to Tesla.
It worked.
And now it's not working at all. So I do think it was trying to figure out Google for me and going all the way back 22 years to find out when Google IPO'd. So, okay, I mean, here's the data that it had. Google's initial public offering, here's a quick facts about it. Its initial, I can call this up here for everybody. Its initial public offering, pricing the stock was $85 per share, 22 million shares. I don't even know what there it is. Wow, 23 billion, this is the thing. This is why you want to invest, okay? Google's market cap right now, $3 trillion. It came out at $23 billion. So all you had to do is drop in that date, $1,000 or something into Google back in 04, and it would be worth, that's 23 billion, 20x would be, so 200x, I guess, $1,000 worth about, because that's 2.3 trillion would be, I don't know what Google's market cap is, I just said 3 trillion. But anyways, you'd have about
over 4.
Is it over 4 now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so then you would have way more. You'd be having about $500,000 on a $1,000 investment into Google. So this is the thing, right? I mean, we got to be careful about what we're doing. And there it is. The stock closed its very first day of trading at $100.34. So $85 was the IPO price. Unfortunately, I don't know where it opened, but that was the price. That's where it closed, and that was the valuation, $23 billion. So if we were to have this show 22 years ago, and you asked us, what about this valuation? It was probably rich at the time. And
maybe not this rich, but
just like SpaceX.
And Tesla's, the answer is $382,000 if you put 1,000 in. Or is it? No, sorry, 338,000.
That was Tesla.
Tesla,
Google.
$1,000 would be 338,000. And that was in.
And that was in 16 years ago. You said 2010, right?
Did I say the year?
Well, she said.
Yeah, 2010. Adara said 2010. I don't think I.
Yeah. So there you go. So 16 years, and you're going 400x. So I mean,
you can't go wrong.
This is what it is. This is why we talk about it. Like, I've been very, I don't want to use the word blessed too much, but very blessed to be able to have been trading and investing since, a teenager and things like that. So I've been part of, I remember going long Nvidia $100 post-split, pre-split, sorry. And that went to 2,100 or 2,500 bucks. And we all have those kind of stories. We all have other stories too.
I don't have any IPO
I remember buying
story.
weed companies when they were actually worth something.
I bought some of these companies when they were starting to get good.
Yeah.
But if people say, if you go back in time, would you change anything? My science fiction answer is obviously never, because you do that, then you change a bunch of other things, and you change things in your life that you don't want. Maybe I don't have my dog.
Yeah, you become too rich.
But if you're just doing the normal, I would have been trying to play IPOs. It was just not something that I did when I was younger. I wouldn't mind buying a company that I thought was good. I would do that in my PA, but I wouldn't get in there and try and get these allocations at the beginning when you're young, and you can take those shots. I'm not telling anybody to get and we're not trying to convince everybody to get the SpaceX IPO. That's far from it. I'm just simply saying.
I'm trying to convince everybody.
Well, I'm not trying to tell people what to do.
Neither am I. I'm just saying. I
can't think of a single hyped one. If you got the issue price that has been bad, that is so very different. And someone said, but you guys are all nervous about it getting rugged and what you could lose. That's a prop trade. There's a big difference between opening print, whatever happens in the first minute or two, and the issue price, right? Cerebras may have flunked it for 10 days in a row, but you were in at 350 at the open. The 185 issue is still in the money to this day. And even though the thing has gotten dumped, we have about 40 minutes to go to the close. I actually got out of silver and it's still going down. So we got VWAP to the low, and this is still actually falling. Try to remember, I know the market's down 2%, but do remember that gold and silver are both getting, rugged isn't too extreme. But they're not like the market pulling back off highs. Like these are breaking down. Like gold is now at the March lows and breaking that. Like this is where we're at here. You know, that parabolic move that we saw, it's given it all up and then some in both gold and SLV. Like it's been a bit of a free fall for sure. And the heck is, yeah, so much for like Intel. Well, that was kind of a jinx on Intel. I'm like, yeah, Intel's close to green relative to some other things. Well, now it's down 1.3% because that's apparently what's happening. And SMCI, yeah, about that. It's still lower. Man, even 24%?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Is it really this? See, here's the thing. Like, I know I was saying the stock was a short, but just one thing about the raise that they're doing. They are raising $7 billion, and yes, it was 24 billion valuation. It's obviously now like 18 or something like that. But they're also getting potentially 39 billion in new revenue, and that's where the funding was to go to be able to pay for that. And I get it, their margins are slim, but it's still the potential. If you just go with the current margin, it's still about $3 to $3.5 billion added. That's not a small chunk. Like, it's a decent amount. I think there's going to be a dip buy in this sucker somewhere. It's just obviously not today. Damn. That's bad.
I'm just, honestly, man, we're just covering another one here. Here's a really old. You guys might not have seen this one before. Thank you to Fortnite. All right, so here goes a name, right? We're starting to get a little bit lower right now in the space with the Qs, right? And so we're starting to get a pretty nice move here to the downside. Let's see if it winds up holding or not. But it's the Nasdaq, and we're starting to bleed out. So, you know, we're now 350 in the money on this one. We're now 250 in the money over here on Oracle, and we're just starting to cover. With this much time left, honestly, I'm pretty happy with the performance here of this short, and you know we have 10% left right now of Oracle. So we just got another cover right there at 203 flat, as we said we were bidding 203. So there's the fill there, and you know that's what it is. Nasdaq 100 futures given CPI. Yeah, I mean, you know, Trump even came out today and said that he liked the inflation number, and okay, whether or not he liked it or not, you know, the market did really appreciate that and had a nice upside move, but then we got back to reality. I know, come on guys, just relax about that CPI number. And then all the way to the downside right now. So I'm still gonna say what I said weeks ago. There's going to be selling ahead of the SpaceX IPO as traders like yours truly and everybody else out there gets capital. That's why gold's going down. That's why silver's going down. They're selling what they can. They know they can get back into it, raising some capital for this trade. And I mean, let's see what winds up happening, but the bleed is on right now as, you know, traders are obviously nervous. Will SpaceX have the effect on the market that potentially we're all nervous about? Does it get, a lot of traders get caught up high and all of a sudden that holds some money? I mean, it's part of the story with crypto as well, right? I mean, crypto's selling off. A lot of the traders that are in Bitcoin are probably also, you know, fans of Elon Musk or that kind of money chasing. And right now, crypto, obviously we've seen what IBIT's been doing the last couple of weeks with this market as well. So a lot of downside pressures. And you're gonna notice, like on here, on today's note, it's all short, right? We had, I mean, similar, we've been talking about it all week, and maybe we don't execute the best, but you know, we have those ideas in, and like even IBIT this morning, there's the short right here, and then there's another out that happened right to me as we got stopped out there, and then it started to come down. It did make new highs after that, but you can see where IBIT is now, right? A lot lower. So we're just gonna have to wait to see what winds up happening come Thursday, come Friday. But yeah, thank you for the super chat and the question there. Given the CPI today, data, which came in as expected. Yeah, I mean, this is a little bit shocking to see the market down another 2%. But
also never buy the 830 high. Don't buy the 830 move. I don't care which direction it comes in.
Nobody do that.
And I don't, maybe nobody does it, but I just think.
Oh, no, some people do it. Yeah, for sure. But don't do it.
I would say almost never do it. It just feels like more often than not, it's a fugazi. That being said, you know, like it was a frustrating one if you were looking for, you know, places to get out. Like IBIT just kept running. I think silver. I have 7 trades in silver. 5 of them, even if I got profit, they stopped out before I got it all out. Like dropped, stopped out before I got it all out. Dropped, didn't have. Actually, this one I did
like
get
your
almost all,
sister.
then I reloaded it as well.
Unbelievable. Okay, yeah, special guests in the building right here. Okay, yeah,
Yep.
just real quickly, you know, as we start to bleed down, did you show the imbalances yet?
Oh, no.
Okay, so here's the
distracted
imbalances coming in. We got that's an old one from the Nasdaq, so it's not there. But I got to get rid of that. But anyways, FCX, Snapchat.
That's 1 point.
Some of these names are here. Buy, sell, pretty mixed overall here on the imbalance locator. So we're gonna have to just kind of stay focused on what's been happening with this market, and the bleed is real and it's starting to continue to the downside. We started the show $2 or $3 in the money. Right now we're 7 in the money. So we've got 350 over, sorry, 6. 350 over here, 250 with Oracle as Oracle continues to come down. I don't know if Adara has a graphic, or maybe we've already done them. Just on Oracle, if you want to come in with anything.
Yep.
Tonight on Oracle, because there are some traders asking about what Wagwan with Oracle, and we'll have to see where that's going later on today too. So there it is.
Yeah,
Right.
here's Wagwan with Oracle. I felt weird saying that, guys. Sorry.
problem.
ORCL, we're expecting these earnings at 4:05 p.m. tonight. Revenue, $19.08 billion is the estimate. This would imply 20% year-over-year growth. With earnings of $1.96 per share, that is what we are expecting. Last quarter, you had 22% year-over-year growth in overall revenue. Cloud revenue up 44% year-over-year. Cloud infrastructure revenue up 44% as well. Cloud database revenue up 35%. Cloud application revenue up 13%. Forward guidance here, they were expecting 18 to 20% year-over-year growth for this quarter we're about to get. As I said, that's in line with estimates. Cloud revenue growth for Q4 26. Again, they're expecting 44 to 48%. So this is pretty solid. CapEx here, $50 billion for fiscal 26. Again, this is the last quarter of fiscal 26. So let's see what we get here from ORCL. Again, guys, for those who are like, oh no, we're going to have to hear Adara yap about Oracle ad nauseum tomorrow. You won't, because I will be off. But either way here, ORCL, do expect infographics on Oracle over the next couple days while I'm gone.
Oh, that's what. Thank you very much, there. I didn't realize.
Yeah. That's why I said that. Okay, yeah, thanks, Adara. So there's a quick little, and you can get that all at TTV Research, right? It's all there. There's so much actually at Trader TV. Yeah, TT. Well, is it?
No,
is it,
never.
It's probably not too much. It's a lot. I'll give her that. She's definitely the hardest working person around here. That is, I mean, it's not even close. And here we go. Tonight's oh, this is earnings for June 11th. This is tomorrow. There's the graphic. I mean, there's another graphic right there. Here's an Elon Musk, a little SpaceX graphic as you go. Oracle, cloud infrastructure work here. Everything. Aurora Cannabis earnings preview. Come on. I mean, if we're doing that, we got to do that. Aurora Cannabis earnings preview.
I may have wanted to pad some stuff while I was
Yeah, be surprised if there's any
so
earnings
you're going to
whatsoever.
expect a Canopy Growth Corp.
Yeah, I'll move that up.
And here we go. Yeah, this is what we're doing right now. So it's Casey's. This is who's expected all week. So it's Chewy tonight. Oh, sorry, pre-market today was
that already
Chewy.
happened.
Oracle Stitch Fix. Get your fixes on the stitches. And of course, that's an clothing ordering product there. Adobe. Wow. Okay. Tomorrow after market, Adobe. We'll see if software as a service remains hot. And it's not, so FYI on that one. All right, so we just got to fill there. Oracle, 202.69. We just got to fill right there. So as we continue to bleed down, man, we gave this to you. It's another one. It's $3. We'll see how low we can go here on Oracle. But yeah, go to TTV Research.
Yeah, I just wanted to get the super chat up. We got it out of the way so we could go over the CTV Research. And Cheese in a chair, we know who you are. Still love the business. Appreciate you. The market looks like it's really worried about tomorrow's PPI report. And rightfully so. Everything smells like a short to me. Well, I think that's one of the concerns. I don't know that it's the primary reason that we're down 2% today. I think that could be going a little bit far. Yeah, I get it, but there's a wealth of concern. We talked at length about the IPO. We've certainly talked about CPI this morning. I mean, the numbers were higher even though we were expected. It was 4 print to 4 print. I don't care what anybody says. And then you have the conflict in Iran not going anywhere. U.S. was up 2% today, and you've been getting some harsh words from the president. So yeah, I think all encompassed together, things are going to look a little bit bearish. So I agree with you. I just don't know that PPI can be counted on as the sole reason in this particular case. I can't really go that far. And we'll cross the bridge when we get there. Maybe we get a surprise tomorrow morning with PPI. I'm not expecting one, but maybe you do. Even yuckity yuck, FCX with that sell imbalance, they're down 3 points today. You know, this was like just 1 week ago, Freeport was breaking out. And now, back under the 50-period moving average. They're selling everything today. And that's all it really is. A couple of names on the early look that stand out. I know Snapchat got mentioned, but I would venture QSR here. QSR has only done 1.5 million shares. A sell and balance of 1.1 million shares is pretty significant. GM's got 1 million. There was some news on GM earlier today. 1 million's not that big for General Motors, but QSR could be something. Actually up on the day, QSR, but a 1 million sell and balance ain't bad at all. I don't know if there's a chance for one more short to pop. Probably not. Yeah, it's way too far down. I'm almost thinking, I don't know, the way SMCI is falling now. You never know how long to hold those things for. I'm actually thinking maybe like some kind of a, if I see like a snap bottom at the imbalances, maybe something on SMCI, not around 25%, like maybe like a 350 reversion trade as we get closer in to the close. I like reversions. Like I'm only green today because of a reversion. Like sometimes weird things happen and I hit one. Yeah. And that's all you really need. But SMCI, that's a fail for not still being short this. But maybe a false 30 break on SMCI. I don't see any size on the level 2. Wow, there's only like 75,000 shares on the bid that I can see on SMCI when it's done so much volume. Oh. That's literally nothing. The stock has done 121 million. I was expecting you pull level 2 down, you'd at least see like 500,000 shares there.
Yeah, wild.
Nobody on the bid.
Absolutely wild so far here today. Again, we want to thank everybody for joining us both on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube Live. No matter where you are, man, we want to say a big thank you. We want to shout out to everybody worldwide. I mean, we're excited to produce more and more. We talked about this operation even going into Asia, right? So Kuala Lumpur, get ready for that one. And without any further ado, we got to go back over to the desk. Sia has an update for us.
Thank you so much for that, Sean. We're going to take a look at a couple currencies for today. The pound holding broadly steady against the dollar. Investors are closely monitoring the latest flare-up between the U.S. and Iran that was casting rather fresh doubt over prospects for a deal to end the war. Pound is trading slightly up by about 0.04 to 0.1% for the day. Next look I have for you is the Indian rupee. Central bank has likely stepped into the foreign exchange market today to lift up the rupee and to support it, currently at 95.29, up modestly on the day after hitting an intraday low of 95.56 in early trading. We have Bank of Canada expected to leave interest rates unchanged today. Policymakers weighing in on strong inflation and labor data against the weakening economy. This is creating uncertainty for the Canadian dollar against all its major peers. Finally, we talk about the Japanese yen under significant pressure as USD JPY trades at the $160 mark, approaching the key intervention level. This is where Japanese authorities had previously stepped in and spent a record of $74.1 billion defending the currency in the month of April to May of this year. Yen has weakened 2.07% in the past month. And that's all for your Money Talk. Sending it right back to you.
Thank you, Sia. So SMCI, there was maybe 150,000 shares on the bid at $30. They wiped that out in, actually, at the blink of an eye. I was about to say in like 1 or 2 seconds, but it wasn't even that. The second the bid showed up and it was level 1, they took the entire thing out, but it held 29.97. And the second it got back through 30, it just went long 02s. It couldn't get further than 30.37. I think was about the best price. But a quick little, like just back and forth at that $30 level. It's like one of those like SSR trades, but it's way too late in the day, I think, to expect any kind of massive continuation. But yeah, just a quick little scalp trade. It give you like that, risk 5 cents, make about 20 to 25, get in, get out, and then wait for the next time there's a big opportunity. Who knows? This stock, day 2 SSR play, I think, tomorrow will be more exciting for a long.
All right, let's do this. What's up, Ozan? There it is, man. Oracle right now, $4, going lower right now. We're short Oracle. Look at that, whoosh, right there. They must have read Adara's mind or something, because that is a nice downside push there for Oracle from 203 all the way into 201. We're starting to cover, man. There's the short, bang, 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 all the way in. This is a profitable trade, man, to end the day. So, again, thanks everybody for that. Let's look at something else, though. What else is anything? All right, CPOP has once again CPOP'd or no? No, $2, so another halt right there going through. What were some of the halters that were today? So we had CPOP.
DSY.
DSY, yes, that was a big one, right? 868, ooh. Come on, DSY, what happened to you, man? I went to sleep a little bit over here. DSY hasn't halted since. It looks like, is there a halt in here? There's a little bit of a volume, yeah, right there. So you can also just look at where there's no volume, right? That's another thing. Like if you see into there, there's a gap with volume, so all these gaps are all halts. So the last time CPOP halted was 110 or so, and you can see right now it's been settled down just for a minute, DSY. So we'll have to look at that tomorrow. It doesn't look like there's gonna be too much action in this name to end the day, so DSY, maybe not on your radar. Do not get caught thinking that they might halt again. Hey, look, if it does, it does. But right now it's underneath VWAP, looking to go a little bit lower there. DSY, MTEN, I believe. That might be a name from yesterday, but that was moving around this morning, and it's kind of settled down a little bit now as well. Everything underneath VWAP. And I think Luis, might have, he didn't, directly say, these are all shorts or anything like that, but, the air is going to come out of some of this. We did have Robinhood we were all loving life with Robinhood when it was $91. Still a great day for Robinhood, bouncing off of 87 or so right now. So watch out for that name coming back in, still up 4%. And I think this is part of the story, right? As we're able to trade more, as the shackles have been taken off of restrictions for PDT rule, Robinhood, we talked about, look, their crypto number is going to be hot garbage again. There's no doubt about that. But now, hopefully, they can turn some of their focus back on. I don't know if they have the predicting markets there at Robinhood. I'm going to assume they do. They also have a couple different options. I think they have some sort of a gold card there and different account sizes for Robinhood where you get different perks. So I still think Robinhood's a work in progress, but something that will work out in the long run there. And then SoFi had themselves a day, but not anymore. That was upside until this happened. SoFi, Crimea River, downside on that one. Where will I average in next to SoFi? Even I don't know. I'm not looking to get any more shares anytime soon of a lot of these names. I do wait for the IPOs to settle a little bit. Here's CBRS, Cerebras, and like we said, and this is why I challenged that 135 level, right? This name was so highly valued. I was in Minnesota when this was happening. I was watching even CNBC later on that night, and they were talking to some sort of a tech expert saying like, wow, he couldn't believe, the price to earnings and the if I don't know if there is earnings on Cerebras, but what that was coming out at, the revenue number, the sales, all that. And it was like, wow, it still went out at 350. And that was the night of this. And since then, man, it's just bled all the way to the downside. So I worry that if this is SpaceX, then we're gonna have some more downside in this market. So yeah, raise cash, raise some capital, excuse me, if you're able to, ahead of what could be a well-received IPO or could go the other way, man. A lot of people that I think are talking SpaceX down, I don't wanna say they're haters or anything like that, but there's just as good of an upside potential, in my opinion anyways, early on, than there is downside potential. You never know what that valuation is going to come out at, so I think we need to hold off on our true opinion until we see what that first print looks like. Because if they've booked the value at 1.7 trillion, let's be perfectly honest with you, there's a lot of companies right now that are in that realm. Like, there's not a lot, there's not too many trillion-dollar companies, but like Broadcom and some of these other names that have really gotten hit, to the downside here. Like, I don't know. Here's a question: you want Broadcom at this price right here, or do you want SpaceX at 135? So for me, I'd rather take SpaceX right now than Broadcom. So I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but that's just something there that if the 1.7 trillion, we can have a list, right? We can just ask Grok or anything right now, what are the top companies that are over $1 trillion? Berkshire, I think JP Morgan, reached that. What was the one most recently?
Walmart was back and forth.
Walmart was
It's not
back and
them.
forth.
It was somebody else.
Did I just misspeak on JP Morgan? What is
Micron? It has to be, right?
Micron was one of the most
AMD's
recent
not
ones.
there yet.
Yeah.
AMD's
Sorry, I
got
did.
to 800, I think, maybe.
I thought JP Morgan was the next one. Yeah, it's 850.
JP Morgan never got to $1 trillion yet?
Well, it's 850 now. So what is JP Morgan? It might have, which is why I'm thinking. Do you ever remember reading an article, Dara, about JP
thought it
Morgan
did.
crossing?
Today?
I thought
No, just crossing a trillion at any time. JP Morgan.
Off the top of my head, no.
Oh, then we
And
both
that
know
could
then.
be wrong. That could totally be wrong. Like, guys, my memory is not perfect. I do not recall an article about JPM. That
Okay,
No, there was a
Totally
non-tech stock that did for sure. There was another.
Walmart did.
No, it was
Walmart.
somebody else.
You
There's
know what?
something else.
I'm going to say JP Morgan did.
There's there's another non-tech
No,
that
but
did.
look at
Has
this.
to
It went to 333. So that's
another one.
15% higher. It's 850 right now. It's close. It's close.
How do we not say we?
Might have came close.
Eli Lilly.
It's Eli Lilly. Yeah.
Eli Lilly.
But what is
They've
Eli
done it
Lilly?
at least twice to Eli Lilly. They're not like a one-time entrant in the club. They've done it multiple times.
Yeah, Eli Lilly right now is just over 1, so it's 102 right now. So, yeah, Eli Lilly, yeah, loving Eli Lilly.
How do we forget that one?
Oh, yeah, people in the chat were all over Eli Lilly. And then BRK, yeah, we did talk about Berkshire, BRKB. These guys took the most recent debt of Google. I'm in Berkshire, so I have a stake in this company right here, but not enough to disclose it, you know what I mean? But there it goes, nice upside move. Into 5 bills goes Berkshire, but this is still $1 trillion. If not, maybe it's not anymore, but Berkshire was another one of those names. So yeah, man, many tech names are involved in that club. There's only a couple we just mentioned there: Walmart, JP Morgan approaching it, and then Eli Lilly and Berkshire. So
Yeah, exactly. And I think there's going to be, but that's also part of the reason for the sell-off is like you have a decision to make, like in terms of allocation. Like a lot of accounts are going to be heavy tech, heavy AI. So if you want to own SpaceX, you're asking yourself, do I need more of this? Do I need to trim in other places? Like maybe you need to sell some AMD. I don't know. I just feel like for most people, that's where you're at. And then I saw someone in the chat saying it's going to be better for the other space companies.
that's why I initially went to Rocket Lab there. But.
I think, look, I can't tell you that anybody here on SpaceX IPO is going to trade Rocket Labs, because that's almost certainly untrue. We're all going to be trading SpaceX. That said, the sympathy play can be something. I remember on the Quantinuum, I said it right twice, in the Quantinuum now 3 times, Rigetti was a trade. That was an opportunity. Plenty of moves in Rigetti. It had a nice little rally. You could have then faded it after the fact as well. So there was plenty that you could be looking at in sympathy, and so that's fine. I just think most of the time you're looking to trade the sympathies because maybe you want something cheaper. Rocket Lab's a $100 stock. This one's going to be in the hundreds as well. So I don't know if that's going to be the case. Maybe you like a Sidhu if that's going to be your cup of tea. My goodness, SMCI could not. Right back through 30. 27% down. 27 now on SMC, 26.5. Let me not do it a disservice by saying it more than it is, but this is absolutely bleeding. This is day 2 SSR play. This is right back into the May lows. And if it opens anywhere close to this tomorrow, it'll be short sell restricted. That's just the uptick rule. It doesn't mean you can't short it. It just means you can't hit the bid without there being the last print grain, which is an uptick. So yuck. Yuck, 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 and more yuck. They tried to hold 30. And I think still, even like the initial pop off 30, 38 is as high as it went. The second pop, 30.5. It never went any further than that. It was just one scalp, and that's all you could see. Yeah, a very unfortunate day for SMCI shareholders. And the worst part about it is it didn't dip Dell enough to make it worth a buy at any point, which kind of sucked. I kind of felt like down 27%, you might have had one of those Dell down 6 or 7, but
Yeah.
of course I said 6 or 7. But it just didn't happen. Still early look with 7 minutes to go. Just FCX, Snapchat, NCLH, QSR, Pinterest might have been there before and I missed it for $1 million to the sell side. NCLH and Snap are the 2 longs. Everything else looks like a sell. HPE is a sell. General Motors is going to be a sell as well. Uber is a small buy. What was the story with Uber today? What were we that came up.
Uber's I feel horrible that I'm still.
It lost 70. Lost 70, gained 70, lost 70, but the real low is 68, so it's not completely dead. But you know what this looks like to me?
Oh no, a flat bottom break.
But what's going to be? It's $68.
Yeah, it's going to be that tomorrow. This market's going to be red tomorrow.
Or, well, tomorrow.
Yeah, we should do another
Friday.
poll. We should do another poll. I mean, what do you think of the market tomorrow? I think red
Friday.
again tomorrow. Nasdaq down another 2% tomorrow.
I'm still looking short. I just don't know if Uber makes the flat bottom break till Friday. I think it makes the move on Friday. I think this one makes the break on Friday, not tomorrow, but we'll see. Only one and a half.
I feel you on that.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll just wait, guys, and it's just a one sort of a moment in time here, and we're all going to remember SpaceX. We're all going to remember where we were and what we were doing, and as long as you're here with us, you're going to have a good time on Friday. And we wish Adara the best. She's going back home for a couple of days, so you'll be filling in there. So we'll still have some news coverage, obviously, during those days as well as Sharif, Joe. Everybody's going to be here for Friday, and it should be a lot of fun. I will not be getting out of this seat, though. I will be sitting down here at 8 o'clock and not getting out until whatever that time is. I might have to.
I'll tell you exactly what's going to. When we finish the morning show at 11 o'clock,
no coffee that day.
I'm getting up. I'm sprinting for like.
I'm not. I'm gonna employ Joe to go get my lunch for me.
Sean, no coffee is a big commitment.
I'm gonna go at least.
See, I actually need you to go get my lunch that day as well. I mean, I need. I don't know if I need like a little bedpan beside me because I'm not. That's so gross, but I'm not leaving the seat. But I think you might be right. Maybe 11 o'clock. So the thing is that we'll be here, and I think it's very important that we continue to, talk realistically, right? I mean, we'll see when it's going to open. I'm pretty sure that it will be like. I think it'll be a pretty orderly open. Like, I'm pretty sure they'll be like, okay, it's going to open in 5 minutes.
I think this one opens between. I actually think this one could be between 12 and 1.
I think it's going to be earlier than 12.
I hope it opens in the morning. I hope it opens at 10:30.
I think it's going to open at 10:21.
I like 22. I like 22 better.
You're sounding like Joe right now. He was like, when Luis was on the show, he was like, no, I'm doing it at 4:51, not 4:50. Right,
Joe? This guy Joe over here? Okay. Yeah, no. I'm also saying that so that we have more viewers at that time. You know what I'm saying? So if I think it's going to open at 3, then maybe nobody will. Like, I'm trying to play the algorithm here.
But remember, this is the first time I can remember where they've closed the book a day early. If you're doing that, then what's stopping you from having a more orderly open and doing it in the first half of the day?
That's right, Joe. Get ready,
Why
Joe.
not? There's nothing stopping this one. I think we could open on
I can just borrow some of yours. All right, we're gonna
morning show ever. We're gonna open it on the morning show.
We're gonna go back to Sia.
Thank you so much. We're going to dive right into the crypto update for today. Bitcoin trading nervously ahead of today's US CPI release around the 61,900. Now it was at 880 region earlier, currently crossed over at 61,943. First one for you, Pyth Network, which is a blockchain company and market data providers, launched new pricing indexes for U.S. stocks and commodities. They said today that Coinbase, Kraken, DYDX, and NATO are already using the indexes to power new trading markets. Aim here is to support round-the-clock product trading across crypto exchanges. And now, pretty small, but just something to go over. Stand with Crypto UK, which is a Coinbase-backed group, has launched a nationwide campaign using and urging its 286,000 members to file formal complaints against British banks over blanket restrictions on certain crypto transactions. With that, let's wrap up the crypto segment by saying that Solana down 2%, ETH is down 0.5, little less than 1%, and XRP currently down 3.3% on the day. Thank you.
No,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes.
I know we have a super chat, but we're now $4 in the money as Oracle is really cranking. And I just hope that I sort of disclosed to you guys why we were doing this. We thought it was a red day. Oracle's coming with some fire at the end of the day with their earnings report. And I was just like, we're underneath VWAP. This trade made a lot of sense, and now it's making dollars. So, all right, what's the super chat?
It is Nicole Vada. SMCI 29 put was 29, now at 102. Where is the new thing? Obviously, no one can be happy. I'm sure there's people that own the stock, but ultimately, they're in trouble. It was a short all day today. I actually think tomorrow I might look for a long on it. It was a gimmick long at the end of the day, realistically, but And look at the volume at the end of the day here. It is churning through volume at the bottom. It's now done 2 massive volume spikes. These are not closing prints. It's done 2 volume candles that are bigger than anything outside of the opening print, and all at the lows. And we're sitting chilling right at the May bottoms here. Oh yeah, it does look like a potential reversion play in tomorrow's trade. I actually just want it to close down here so they can open up at 30 tomorrow. Because if it's gapped up 10%, that gives it a little bit less juice, for sure. So 2 minutes to go, imbalances will come out. I might leave SMCI out. Like, heck, that might have an imbalance today. Why not? It's done 142 million shares. It's down a bajillion %. There's nothing that actually stands out here at all. And why not? Yeah, might as well leave it on that. I don't see anything that's going to stand out. The overall market's down 2 points, but I don't know that there was anything that makes me think, oh, Nvidia might have an imbalance. Oracle going into earnings, usually stocks don't have imbalances based on earnings, but I suspect that probably could just go whichever way the market goes at 350. Because remember, on days where the market's down, profit taking is people buying. So sometimes you can get just buy imbalances because of that, if anything. But it's mostly sells, from what I see.
Yeah, definitely to the sell side. We just got another Q's fill right there. We'll go diamond hands. I mean, I think it's appropriate for now. We started the show, remember, we were $3 in the money, then we were like, I made a mistake, we were 5, and then we were 6, and now we're $8 in the money here, including the Oracle short and these TQs. So heading into the close, we just reviewed some of those imbalances. Some other names. I mean, I have, honestly, here's a scanner here, and it's like Netflix, it's Intel, it's Oracle. Like, there's really all the same names here that are hitting levels for me. We could have a quick look at Netflix. I think Netflix is honestly like a buy down here. It's been hit so much. I don't really understand. Oopsies, there's the split or charts. I feel like these are decent levels. I mean, maybe you have a little bit more work to go in to get to 78, 79, but like I would say if I had Netflix or Uber, I probably can see the light of day more for Netflix than I can for Uber. So, maybe that would have been a decision. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oracle just threw up all over itself, all the way down to $200 right there. So, oh my gosh. Snapchat with a bid, Nvidia with a buy. I'm just gonna get out of this Oracle, honestly, whatever. There we go, we cancel that. We're out of Oracle right there at 60s. See you later, alligator. That's a big one there. We'll take that to the bank all day. There goes Microsoft to the downside as well. That's gonna be look at Microsoft leading today down to 398 again. And remember, we were like, FOMO on Microsoft, it's breaking out. Everyone was like, oh my God, it broke through 440. And we were kind of like, yo, chill, because it came right back in again. And there's 400 again for Microsoft. So those who wait get opportunities in this market. SMR, UI, there's the total number, 317 to sell. It's actually, feels like the market was like quite a decent move higher right now.
Everything was
so everything went into a buy there. Nvidia went into a buy as well. What's Nvidia doing? Nice little spike up there. But that's a little bit of a talk. I only have one little piece left on the TQs. So look at that fill that we got just before the imbalances came out at 69.50. So that's a good one. And now we'll just get out of the rest here and enjoy our evening. You have baseball planned or?
We got practice tonight.
Yeah,
it's going to be, I messaged all the parents. 38 degrees with the humidity Celsius.
Yeah, I meant to actually not rub some salt in the wound of Sharif, but when I saw him, I was going to tell him, bro, do not go outside because Sharif hates humidity.
So humid.
And right now, it is like 100 degrees Fahrenheit right now here in Toronto. It is spicy right there. As we get ready for, it's World Cup time, baby. So we're excited for that. That's gonna be coming through very, very soon. Canada versus Bosnia, I believe, round 1. So we'll see how that winds up going.
That's gonna be wild in the city, man. I don't know what to expect.
Yeah, man, those Bosnians are gonna go crazy over here. But yeah, it should be a wild day here, the 12th. So it's actually SpaceX Day. Friday is Canada's first game. But the World Cup actually starts tomorrow, right? So. Some early games tomorrow.
Well, obviously here is going to be a big deal for the Canada game, but I've heard some things where some tickets haven't been sold.
No, they're not. They're still not sold out.
Yeah, because the prices are so insane, which is absolutely nuts.
No, but I think they're not even. Yeah, they're not even sold out on like FIFA's website.
Nvidia tagged 199.
Nvidia what? Broke
199.
Was that dramatic enough for everybody?
92. that's only 3% down, but we did see, I mean, technically we saw one handle on Nvidia today, but you know what? There's still the 200 period moving average, and after all this SpaceX, let's call it, I don't know,
Hurrah?
lack of exuberance or whatever we're calling it, hurrah, pandemonium, volatility, whatever it is, after it's settled down, maybe this is when you get the 200 period moving average on. Sometimes that's how it is. Probably that IBM buy didn't do too well. It's kind of hanging around. Whatever, it got to the 200. That's a long-term one that if I've ever trimmed, then I'm usually buying back at 200 period moving averages. And this is the first time it got back above it after making an all-time high. And I'm kind of a 10% out at the all-time high kind of guy. With less than 10 minutes to go, by the way, Nvidia is, of course, back above 200 now with a little bit of a bounce. Let's go to Adair.
Nothing massive here, but AMRC, a little bit of a bounce. Not sure what the volume is here, honestly. Just be aware, court filing revealed that this company has won its lawsuit against the DOJ. The DOJ alleged fraudulent billing related to government contracts, but they have ruled in favor of Ameresco. Back to you.
All right. Don't know about the stock symbols there. CMC, Cheetah Mobile trading lower. We just got those Q1 reports coming out as well after market. There's Oracle, just because they're coming out at 405. Down only 2% today, which is actually pretty good considering where this market is. Some of the big bleeders here today, let's just call up something that I haven't called up yet today, so let's just do this real quickly here and have a look at the broader market just right quick. All right. Where's that Donald Trump meme of like, we're winning, we're winning so much, we are just winning and winning and winning. Caterpillar, when's the last time you saw 6 on Caterpillar? So that's down pretty nicely. We already focused on GEV. This whole space, man, I just bought more IREN yesterday, so it's not like we're tooting the horn of that one today either. But
that's where money's coming out of. It's
their downside, yeah. LIT, Lumentum there, nice move higher for that name as we get excited about the space stocks one more time. And then or just new technology. And as we go here, Broadcom, AMD, I mean, this is where most of the damage is done. Boeing is for some reason in electronic technology. That's down, well, I guess planes sort of electronic. Right there, Corning. I love the whole, no, it isn't. You know, we're winning too much. No, we're not. We got to win more. So shout out to you, Mr. President, over there. I don't know. Too bad Carney doesn't have any fun memes. Maybe he does that I don't know about. I did see our former.
No, Carney doesn't have any.
I saw our former Prime Minister on the red carpet with his new love affair, Katy Perry, there, and they were at. Joe, stop hitting fail, man. I'm trying to talk over here. But yeah, they've been dating now. You didn't know that, Sia?
You didn't know? See, you didn't know?
They went to.
What?
You didn't know about Katy Perry there?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Oh, okay, good. Coming off guard
I
there a
love
little
Katy
bit.
Perry. I grew up when she had the fireworks and roar song.
Oh, so you're a strong liberal, you're saying?
What? No.
Okay, I'm just playing around. All right, so yeah. Anyway, as we go on, you know, we do have Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, is who we're talking about, now dating. And he went to Coachella with her, actually. So I mean, I don't know. He was Prime Minister about like a year and a half, or how long has Carney been there for? Who knows? But anyways, as we continue to go, Katy Perry has a few things under her belt for sure. There's financials today, pretty mixed board on the financials today. Schwab, American Express, Goldman Sachs down. What, Goldman Sachs down today? Okay, Goldman Sachs is about to collect the bag from this IPO, by the way. So is Morgan Stanley.
They're all getting paid.
Yeah, but of course, as typical Elon Musk negotiated apparently some crazy fees for that IPO. So
yeah, but they also get OpenAI's coming later. They got Anthropic.
Well, plus they get allocation that they can give to all of their customers, their clients.
Oh,
so.
They're making a lot of people happy.
Yeah.
Making a lot of people happy, and they're making themselves happy. But that's why you own a Goldman or a Morgan or a JP or JPM, and you put it in your portfolio because the casino always wins. And they are the casino. Although the exchanges have been getting beaten up because of the prediction markets. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Some of the exchanges have gotten beaten pretty bad.
Yep.
Oh no, Uber is breaking that low. Well, I still say Uber. Friday. I still say Friday for the 68 break. Although it's like literally $1 away. Yeah. Sorry, Uber. It might not last too much longer. It's a trade either way. I don't care when it happens. Although this is an interesting thing. If we do feel SpaceX opens
We're all tired
earlier than normal, does it alter the behavior? Like if there's indications that that thing could open in the first half of the day, it does adjust how I feel about trading other things. Because I'll tell you right now, like I don't really trade anything. I try not to be trading much of anything else when it's getting close to that print. My focus is in one spot. I think that's true for a lot of people. You don't want to be messing around. You'd be holding something, but like you're not getting into anything if SpaceX is imminent. Riley just said I want SMR. Someone just said they want SMR under $7.
Okay, well, just wake up tomorrow.
No, not tomorrow. It's at 9.
Right.
Next week.
Yeah, I mean, look, down 7% today. What is it closing at?
It's 9:30. It's not getting to the 7 tomorrow.
9:30 minus 10%.
That's 25% to get down.
8 handle on it.
Yeah, next week, it would take somewhere in the next week to be at $7. But $7 is a good level for SMR. When it did its big breakaway from the 200 pre-moving average, it was down at 7. SMR, $7 was a good price for SoFi as well. We have 1 minute to go. Deshaun to Savage.
Yeah, here we go. What's up, Jesse? I'm always gonna.
Jesse in the house, man.
I'm always gonna remember that. Here we go.
That's your boy.
Here we go. You know what I mean? So there we go, man. Thanks, Jesse. That was really fun, man. We tweeted that one out. Thank you so much for all the kind words, I think. Anyways, we're just having some fun around here, as you guys know. But yeah, Oracle with 1 minute left. We can take a quick little look at the imbalances, see what they're doing. Here with just moments left.
4:05.
What is KALV? Is that must be a buyout?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Snapchat, Flow Ridas here. Oh, what? A name that we forgot about for a minute here, BBAI. What are you even doing with a bid underneath you? What are you down 10 today? Oh, up? Okay, BBAI, that's a surprise. Yeah, you already mentioned sort of Rigetti there. There's IonQ, another name. There's your Uber down there. What's IonQ doing today? Flat. That's pretty good for the quantum names to be flat in a day like today. Not bad. The Dow Jones, the ES down 1.5. The Nasdaq down 2. Your closing bell is brought to you by the global intelligent company known as VFS, ticker VinFast. We want to thank them for their sponsorship of the closing show. And there we go, man. That is officially a wrap. Right now, the U.S. markets are now closed with the Nasdaq down 2%, the ES down 1.58%, the diamonds, which would be the Dow Jones, what are they up? UNH had a decent day, didn't it? Oh no, Dow Jones down 1.8% as well, so that's not great. Of course, recently added into the Dow Nvidia, so that's gonna be a down drag on that one. And then you wanna guess what IWM is with that hot inflation print today, or not taken that well? I'm gonna say this could be down 2.5%. Let me see what this is down. I haven't even looked at this. It's down, less than everything else. 1% goes down the IWM. So yeah, not bad. Bitcoin holds 62,000 or so, going out at 61.9. So hey, there it is. Thank you so much, Kelsey. I don't know this to be true. We'll try to do even better tomorrow, but there it is right there. Thank you guys. Best show ever.
Wait till tomorrow, then wait till Friday. Tomorrow's Thursday. Then wait till Friday, and then wait till Monday. Unfortunately, there isn't a show on the weekends, but yeah, that's all anyone's trying to do around here. And we'll see what post-Oracle earnings tomorrow, and then we get SpaceX on Friday. It only gets better.
Yes?
Sean, someone in the comments, I just saw earlier, said that after that comment, watch out, Sia's gonna put prune juice in your coffee on Friday.
Oh, prune juice, okay.
Prune juice.
I'd love to, I'd take a coffee on Friday, that'd be great. Yeah, we're obviously having some fun here. I have no idea what Sia's political views are. So, but we'll having fun around here. That is for sure.
It was a pretty big response to what was suggested. I'm just saying.
Yeah, prune juice. Yeah, nah. Hopefully, I'll be able to.
We ain't gotta go there. Like, shoot.
But doesn't prune juice? That would be.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what I'm worried about, but. We'll be here on Friday.
But that's the last thing you want on SpaceX Day would be prune juice.
Like I said, I might just be sitting here all
That's the problem.
just chilling out. Uh-oh.
No, that would literally be sabatage.
I'm trying
to sabotage anybody.
We're still waiting out for 201 here on Oracle, but I don't know if it's going to happen anytime soon. It says no substantial deal. Okay, well, there we go. So, you mean Donald Trump can't push his way through this deal? I mean, look, everyone's opinion is what it is, but until these guys, I think, I don't know who's meeting with who anymore. I don't know if there's any face-to-face meetings, set up for anything here, but we just have to trust the process. Both J.D. Vance and President Trump both said that it's matter of time, and hopefully sooner rather than later that they can solve this. But I don't know. Israel's a different story altogether. So
yeah, they do whatever.
All right, everybody, we've had a lot of fun today. Obviously, thank you to Sia, thank you to Adara, Big Joe's over here, thank you to Sharif, thanks to Neil, Brendan, everybody backing on the ones and twos, man. It's been awesome today. Thank you to
Randy, even though he gone.
Yeah, thank you to Randy. Hope he's driving okay there. Fabian as well, Ramin's there. And yeah, everybody that's part of the Trader TV Live team, we want to thank you. And make sure you just join us tomorrow. That is for sure on Thursday, where there'll be more SpaceX talk. Maybe we get some more information. You know, maybe the price.
Have more information.
Yeah, because the retail orders will close and we'll get that figured out. So, all right, man, good show there. Good luck with your game tonight. Hopefully
it's
not
practice, just practice.
Okay, so 38 degrees. Have some fun on that one. See you till tomorrow, everybody.
Peace.